And Jed Stewart getting that footy off to Ethan Strange on to Kyo Weeks for the game-winning try in Golden Point last night. So, yeah, could have been tackled. The rule only applies to balls that are on the full, not that are bouncing. 0467 920 222. Good afternoon, MC, and the new regime. Now, there's no new regime here, Matt from Wollongong, but this is P.S. Andrew, get well soon. We miss you. I'm sure you all do, and we do here as well. Peter and Narrabri, is it possible for a Raiders v Roosters GF? Also today, Manly and Finns have not played this year. Yeah, they last played round 10 last year. I can't even break my brain, Louis, thinking about all the different combinations of teams that can meet in the GF, but I'll take it on notice for you, Peter.
What was that again? Roosters?
Can the Raiders and Roosters meet in the GF?
Oh, they can, definitely.
Yes, but of course, because of the top four and the bottom four.
I feel like there's a lot of good things that got to go Roosters' way.
Who did you say were your three teams that could win it?
I think it's Melbourne, Canberra, and Penrith. I don't think that the Bulldogs, Sharks, anyone. I can't even see the Broncos.
Warriors play today. Warriors will probably can't see them top four.
Can't see them winning the grand final.
Yeah.
Just those three teams I just said. They're just the X factor that's in that side is phenomenal.
There's probably incentive there for the teams to finish top rather than second. Is if you get the Warriors are still most likely, despite all their issues, to finish fourth. The Sharks are fourth currently, if you count their 2 points for the bye this weekend. Warriors beat Gold Coast, and then the Warriors will still probably finish fourth. So if you finish top, you would have wounded Warriors in week one, and nearly a sure thing to that home prelim before the GF. So there you go. 0467 920 222. Talking country footy with the mighty Maitland Pumpkin Pickers hosted the Brisbane Broncos this week for a training run with reports the crowd was around 4,000 on a rainy Thursday afternoon. Up the Pickers going for their fourth consecutive grand final win this season. I've got a few more texts that are coming through here. Pete in Ryde. Unfair draws. How about two conferences, A and B, with two-team promotion relegation? Oh, now we're solving all the world's problems, Pete. 20-round draw with proper home and away. Salary cap the same for both conferences. Finals from the top four. There's a lot of different radical ways you can shake it all up, Louis, but we do hear about conferences. Peter Landis is a fan of conferences when we go to 20 teams.
I don't mind the idea of the conference as long as someone comes up with a really good system. I don't know how the conferences work, but I do like the sounds of it from the American sport and how much people absolutely love it and rave on about it. So it does make sense, especially when we get 20 teams, definitely.
Yeah. 0467 920 222 is the SMS. Around the grounds, as I mentioned, the NRLW full-time score, Raiders 56, Bulldogs 24. New South Wales Cup second half, Bulldogs 40, West Magpies 18. First half, Penrith 12, St George Illawarra 6. Jersey Flegg first half, Storm 48, Sea Eagles 4. Queensland Cup first half, the Tigers 6 lead Clydesdales 0. AFLW full-time, a win for the Magpies over the Giants by 8 points in the AFL third quarter. Adelaide leads North Melbourne by 11 points. It's the final round of the AFL men's season. It's quite fitting, Louis, that Daly Cherry Evans plays his 350th game against the Dolphins, because that is a part of Queensland that is obviously very close to him. He was born in Redcliffe. His dad played for the Dolphins. He was a Dolphins junior himself. He, of course, spent some years in the Mackay region as well, Serena Crocodiles, that sort of thing, but came back to do his Year 12 studies at Redcliffe High School, and lo and behold, here they are in the Dolphins' third year in the comp, and just so happens that the veteran, the captain, Daly Cherry Evans for the Sea Eagles, plays against the Redcliffe Dolphins.
It's funny how the world works, isn't it? When all little things come together, and here he is running out against, obviously, a place that plays a big role in his heart, but I don't think any bigger role than this Brookvale over, though.
Yeah, it'll be huge. Manly, by the way, are 6 wins and 4 losses at home this season. There are signs up around the place that say fear the fortress, but in recent games it probably hasn't been. They've had a mixed form line in games here at home, the Seagulls, but as mentioned, sitting in 10th spot, 9 wins, 12 losses, a mathematical chance of finals footy, but I think really today it's all about their captain DCE and well, not quite sending him off today, but just doing doing the right thing for him in the game in which he does bring up that 350 game milestone and surpasses Steve Menzies for the most games ever by any Sea Eagle. So my question is around the Dolphins, though, Louis. They had a bruising battle with the Broncos last week, and how they sort of come back from that was a thrilling game of footy. They lost 38-28, but can they, in a very important game for them, prevail here today?
Well, they can definitely score points when they get it right, but their defence has been pretty poor. And to be fair, Manly have struggled to score points, and their defence hasn't been great. So they'd fancy themselves today. I just believe, surely with their captain in Daly Cherry Evans, they bring a different attitude today, the Manly side, and they can get the win in front of this packed house here at Brookvale and in beautiful conditions as well. It is a perfect afternoon for rugby league. It's not boiling hot, but it does look like there's a breath of wind down there. It looks perfect to throw the ball around. It does not look slippery. It looks great under feet. So I think it sort of makes for a really fair, even game. But if they don't do their job on the hammer and a couple of boys in the middle of the field, it's going to be a tough afternoon for Manly.
Just a reminder, if you missed any of our content from today's pre-game show, including our chat with the hero last night, Kyo Weeks for Canberra, you can catch up in the ABC NRL Daily podcast feed. In fact, all of our pre-game content from the weekend will be there. I also record a Monday morning podcast segment called Six More. Normally it's with our great mate Andrew Moore, but in coming weeks it will be with our rotating cast of experts. I might have to give you a call, Louis, on Monday morning. Just search for the ABC NRL Daily feed wherever you get your podcasts, or find it via the ABC Listen app. And of course, later on today, it'll be Gold Coast v the Warriors and the Eels and the Roosters, our games here on this Saturday in round 25. It's all taking shape, Louis, isn't it? Taking shape around that top 8, and the Dolphins, and to a lesser extent the Sea Eagles, are a part of that. The Roosters certainly are, as far as those last few spots in the top 8, with the top 2 teams secured last night.
Yeah, how good is it, though, knowing that what sort of game we've got just around the corner after watching last night? We're going to have some absolute crackers when it comes September.
Let's get a feel for things on the sideline. Michael Carianis, it is just fine conditions here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great conditions. Spriggy, the sun is shining. The surface looks great. There's obviously a guard of honour with Daly Cherry Evans and a host of his family, his wife, his brother, his parents. Ex-teammate Jamie Bureau, who won that premiership with in 2011, is here as well.
On the SMS, can't wait to see DCE in a Roosters jersey. The change will be great for him, and he'll make a lot of people eat their words. Get well soon, Andrew, says Cuzzo in Ballina. A clear reason the Dolphins have dropped off, lost one of the best players in the world in Herbie Farnworth. That is a key point as well, as far as their attack and what they lost with his injury. And things haven't quite been the same for them, the Dolphins. They've lost their past 2. In fact, he's been missing for a little while now, Herbie Farnworth, but still on the hunt, the Dolphins, with those 10 wins, 11 losses, and a chance to square their ledger here today.
Yeah, well, that Herbie Farnworth, as soon as you said his name, we went straight back to watching him do his hamstring. But he had spiders on him that night, and he does add so much value to this Dolphins side.
Here come the Finns. Fullback Trey wingers Jermaine Asako and Tavita Nafahu. Centres Max Finge, Hamiso Tabuai for Doe. 5'8" is Jake Avarillo. Halfback and captain Isaiah Katoa. Lock Kurt Donahue. Second rowers Kulikefu Finafuiaki and Oren Keeley. Props Francis Molo and Felice Kafusi. Both back from suspension today, and hooker is Jeremy Marshall-King. The bench is Connie Limuelu, Mark Nichols, Josh Kerr, Ray Stone, 18th and Albix Tafa. There is a loud cheer for Daly Cherry Evans and the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles. He walks out with his family. There's an embrace there with other members of the Sea Eagles, of the Cherry Evans family, and it's just fantastic. All of his family are there, and today's all about DCE 350. He becomes just the 5th player to do it. Cameron Smith, Cooper Cronk, Darren Lockyer, Terry Lamb. He goes past Steve Menzies for most games played by a Sea Eagle, and of course his longtime Queensland teammate Ben Hunt reaches that same milestone tomorrow for Brisbane against Newcastle. But the Sea Eagles take position in that north end of Brookvale Oval. It looks like it will be they to kick off with the Dolphins, as they just sit up here with referee Ashley Clyde. Our touch officials are John Stone and Damien Brady. Liam Kennedy in the bunker. It will be a Sea Eagles kick-off. Dolphins to have first use. Who's your tip, Louis?
Oh, this is a coin toss, but I'll go Manly at home because it's Daly Cherry Evans 350th. But I'm not confident.
Curly points out, DCE spent a lot of his time in Mackay as a kid, but also born in Redcliffe. I think came back to his Year 12 study at Redcliffe as well, and played some junior footy there before his open age years. He'll kick off here in game number 350 for the Seagulls. Daly Cherry Evans, and the first of our games here on this glorious sunny Saturday afternoon. Here we go. Seagulls kick off, and it goes down towards that far southeastern corner. Fed back here for Lee Skafusi. First hit up of the game as he spins off the tackle there of CSC Takiaho. I'll give you the full Manly team shortly as well, as the Dolphins are on the attack out of their own end from that southern line. 25 out in centre field, and played there by the back rower in Finafuyaki, recent 50 gamer. It's a minor milestone compared to DCE's 350 today. Played now by Francis Molo. To the left-hand side they go, and now Oren Keeley up that left-hand side. Put down in the tackle of Takiaho. 8 short of the halfway. Trey Fuller explodes away here. Bit of a two-man tackle there where he's wrapped up by Simpkin, and now it comes off to the right-hand side. Katoa on the last play kick. High there for Tom Trbojevic. He takes the catch 10 out from his own line. There's Manly's first set of the game. The start there as Trbojevic is tackled 20 out from that northern line here at Brookvale. No score inside the first 70 seconds. Fullback Tom Trbojevic, wingers Jason Saab and Lehigh Hopewadi, as it's going to be the first penalty of the game going here the way.
It's a knock-on.
It's a knock-on, in fact. So they force the error here. They'll look up to my team sheet. They're going to challenge this, though. Thanks, Ash Blind.
Challenge here from Manly, coming into tackle 3. The disputing decision of a knock-on. We're going to lose carry.
Gee, early challenge. 1 minute and 10 seconds in. Here's the replay. We don't get a very good look at this one. Can't see a thing there. His backside facing us in the replay.
And that replay screen's a long way away as well.
Just looking at all of double angles.
Oh, it looks pretty convincing from the first double angle, to be honest. Unless it's been... Well, Takiaho's... That's not Takiaho. Felice Kafusi's in there in defence, but does it constitute a strip?
Dolphins players are just making a tackle. The Manly player loses possession.
There you go. So the on-field score will stand. Winners Jason Saab and Lehigh Hopewadi. Setters Tolu Kola and Tommy Talau. 5'8" Luke Brooks, the halfback and captain Daly Cherry Evans in his milestone game. Lock Jazz Savunga. Back rowers Corey Waddell and Ben Trbojevic. Props Matt Lodge and CSC Takiaho. Hooker is Jake Simpkin, who became a dad last week before kickoff. The bench is Aaron Schopp, Caleb Navale, Ethan Bullymore and Tyler Fafoa-Sipley. 18th man Joey Walsh for Anthony Seabold's Manly Warringah Sea Eagles. Scrum feed here now for the Dolphins. 20 out to him from the western side. They swing an open side right here. Marshall King finds Katoa. On again to Avarillo. And now Fuller. Plenty of space there for the wing now. Asako is met solidly in the tackle. Great work with the left edge defence there. Brooks came across and so too Hopewadi. Play it 15 out now for the Dolphins. As Molo puts a little step there on Matt Lodge. Play it 12 out centre field. Marshall King finds Kurt Donahue, and now again they rumble up towards about 7 out from that northern line. Played by Kafusi. Marshall King, a flat ball now Donahue, and now Katoa through the gap. He got there far too easily. Finafuyaki, and scores to the right hand side of the posts. So the Manly error results almost immediately in the Dolphins' first points of the game. 4-0 kick to come. 2.5 gone first half on ABC Sport. Luke Lewis.
Yeah, Finafuyaki runs a beautiful hole here. That little pass there from Katoa too, just held up nicely. I thought he was going to play at the back, but I'll tell you what, they've got that shift shape over to that right edge set up absolutely beautifully, and they're tearing the Manly defence apart. They don't know what to do. The Finafuyaki, he just runs into that beautiful hole, a tiny little bit of an overs line, and dives over as easy as you like. But I tell you, the scary thing is that right from the kickoff, Dolphins look like they're here to play, and they're shifting the ball nicely, running hard and direct. Manly, well, they look a bit lost.
Down AMC on the touchline.
Yeah, great ball from Katoa and a great angle there from Finafuyaki. So outstanding start here from the Dolphins, and the crowd are a bit shell-shocked here at Brookie. A lot of them still haven't taken their seat yet, and they'll come walk in and watch their side trailing by 4, potentially 6.
Jermaine Asako lining up the kick here. He's 25 out and 15 in from the eastern side in front of a packed hill here at Brookvale. Last week he was 6 from 6 all up against the Brisbane Broncos with 4 conversions and 2 penalties. Of course, he has the most points in the competition as well. Someone asked who kicks for Manly today without Ruben Garrick, who's of course out with a shoulder injury. Who would kick for them? potentially DCE could do it. I was asking too much. 25 out, right-hand side of the uprights. Jermaine Osako for his 99th goal of this season. And the flags are up. Over it goes. Dolphins 6, Seagulls 0 here. 3 minutes played first half here on ABC Sport. 0467920222. Warren from Blacktown hoping the Finns, tipping the Finns to win by 9. Have a good call, guys. Stuart, thank you for your text. Paul and Sunshine says, I thought the rule of ball in the air only applies to a ball on the full. There's a rule about a dangerous tackle, which is a tackle of player in the air. Yes, correct. But Liam Martin, I think, misinterpreted or didn't realise that the ball had bounced, which is why he didn't tackle Jed Stewart last night as he recovered the field goal attempt from Nathan Cleary. So Cherry Evans kicks off here. Long kickoff, goes down towards about only 5 out from the Dolphins line. Fed back for Molo. He takes on Tavanga and also Takiyaho. The Dolphins on the attack with an early 6-0 lead here at Brookie. And now he goes the try scorer, Finafuiaki. 25 out from his own line. Marshall King spots up for Lise Kafusi. Straightens his run there into Tommy Talau and Corey Waddell. Play at 30 out now, left-hand side. It's come to Donahue. Got a short pass. Oh, it's come loose here. Picked up by Manly. And they're back on the attack. 35 out from Dolphins line. So it's going to be 6 more on tackle 1 for what it's worth. Waddell plays it there for Cherry Evans. Up through centre field they go. The Seagulls on the attack. And it's played now by Takiyaho. Open side left. Brooks back to Matt Lodge. 3 Dolphins wait for him. 20 out centre field. This is their best look of the game so far, the Seagulls. They trail 6-0 early. Dummy half. It's come to Brooks and now Cherry Evans. To the right-hand side, Tom Trbojevic has the footy. Steps in there on Hamaso Tabuai for Doe. He's run down deep in that southwestern corner of the ground. Dummy half here, Saab. Open side left, Cherry Evans through hands Takiyaho, Tavanga, and now Brooks. Back on the inside now again with Lehigh Opawati, and he's claimed 9 out, left-hand side of the park. Dummy half Simpkin. Cherry Evans almost lost by Takiyaho on this second last play here for the Seagulls. 8 out centre field. They trail 6-0 at the hands of the Dolphins. As Cherry Evans steps right now left, feeds it back to Tom Trbojevic. Offloads wide here now for Luke Brooks. Now a kick from Ben Trbojevic. Goes end over end. Picked up by Trey Fuller in the in-goal, but he's slammed down there by Tolotau Kola. Absolutely clean him up in the in-goal area, and that will be a line drop out for the Dolphins. Repeat set for Manly Warringah. It's the Dolphins who lead 6-0. 5.5 gone first half. ABC Sport. We'll carry on to the touchline.
Yeah, big kick there, a big tackle there from Kohler, and he's really stepped up his game the past couple of weeks. He's been attacking threat and defensively been awesome as well. So big opportunity here for the Seagulls after a slow start.
It's a conventional drop out. Goes 45 on the fly for Cherry Evans. Manly back on the attack here as it comes to a 2-time premiership winning Rooster CSCY Takiyaho. 25 out centre field here for the Seagulls, who in their maroon jersey with the white hoops. Spun wide here again, off to Brooks, and now Matt Lodge. Run down head on there by Asako. And also in there was the try scorer, Finafuiaki. Seagulls look dicey with the ball in hand now as Brooks almost knocks on. 15 out. Plays it now, Cherry Evans. Stepping run from Corey Waddell. And he's claimed 8 out, right-hand side of the uprights here. Couple of plays left this set. Simpkin darts from dummy half here. Shrugs off one tackle from Avarillo. It's awkward there for Tavanga. Still alive though. Brooks, Trbojevic through the gap there. Run down. Asako took the legs. He'll play it now 5 out. Last play Manly. Tom Trbojevic to Matt Lodge, who received the ball and crashes over. And Manly responds immediately. Try to Matt Lodge. 6-4. Kick to come Sea-Eagles. 7 going first half on ABC Sport. You're with Luke Lewis.
Well, at the moment, it looks like it's going to be one of those days. You score, we score kind of day.
Bring it on.
Yeah. It's a really good start there from the Dolphins, but then they make an error straight after points and then gift field position to the Seagulls, and they come up with a couple of nice plays, repeat set, then all of a sudden a little bit of a shift over that left edge. They almost go through with a beautiful hole run there from Ben Trbojevic, but a quick play of the ball. Tom picks the ball out, scoots across. I thought he was going to go himself and just plays nice and short there to Matt Lodge, punching into a hole that close to the line, one-on-one. You're never going to stop him. Good work there by the Manly side.
Tries and back to that game to Matt Lodge, MC. Down to you.
Yeah, wasn't a lot doing there defensively from the Dolphins because it was off the back of a quicker play the ball than usual, but yeah, pretty poor defensive goal line effort for the Dolphins when you're playing to keep your top 8 aspirations alive.
Daly Cherry Evans will be their kicker the Seagulls today in the absence of Ruben Garrick. And this assignment's 15 out, 20 in from the eastern side. Over it goes. Scores little here at Brookvale, 6-all. 8 gone first half here on ABC Sport. 0467920222. Your text I'll get to shortly. Around the grounds, New South Wales Cup, full-time Canterbury 40, West Magpies 18. Half-time Panthers 18, Dragons 12. First half, Souths 4, Canberra 0. Jersey Flag second half, Storm 64, Seagulls 4. Queensland Cup underway everywhere it seems. Clydesdales trail the Tigers 16-8. Winner Manly and PNG are at 0-all. There's 4 lead Devils 0 in the first half there. There's a ton of AFLW games happening. I'll do my best here. Melbourne 12 leads St Kilda 0. And in the AFL men's, Adelaide leads North Melbourne by 20 points. Back underway here at Brookie. Live around the grounds. Here they go. Simpkin, open side left of the run now from CSCY Takiaho, who was, as well as his time at the Roosters, Louis, was part of the Catalans concert crew last year. Got disciplined and let go from the club. Matt Lodge, decent try scorer. Bounce off Kafusi. Play it now, 40 out. Dummy half Simpkin shares it with Tavanga. It's been stolen away one-on-one there by Marshall King. So a great one-on-one steal there. Put the Dolphins back on the attack on halfway.
Probably one of the best one-on-one steals I've seen. He was getting a good carry, and all of a sudden he just grabs the ball and all gets barged out of the tackle and comes up with the ball. So that was a big play there by Jeremy Marshall King.
Up the right-hand side they go here, the Dolphins through Kefu Finafuiaki. 35 out, 10 in from the eastern side. It's come through hands, Isaiah Katoa. Awkward low ball there, fed wide from Donahue back to Kafusi. And this is a couple of plays left now for the Dolphins. 35 out centre field. 6-all the scoreline here at Brookie. You're with Brett Sprague, Lewis Michael Carianis. Donahue to Marshall King. Beg your pardon, Avarillo, almost dispossessed in there by Tommy Talau. And now played there by the Dolphins. 30 out on this last play. It's come to Isaiah Katoa. Off a step. Kick goes up in the air. Launching Lehigh Hopewadi brings it down there for Manly. They're 12 out from their own line at Northern End. And it's still 6-all the scoreline here. 9 gone first half.
Well, Manly in the last set were making so many easy metres. It was actually quite scary. But I don't feel like either side's really turned up to defend. I know Manly have put a couple of good shots on, but just both sides are making way too many metres early in this game. 30 out from that Northern line. Played there by Hopewadi, and now Takiaho feeds it back to Jake Simpkin, who spoke to us the other night, Louis, about his sleep deprivation with having a 6-day-old baby at home. And here they go, the Seagulls. Rovic, that's Tom, shoves out the pass back to Simpkin, who's wrapped up immediately there by Marshall King on halfway the Seagulls with this last play. Cherry Evans' kick, end of the set. Wobbles down towards the fullback there, Fuller. Feeds it back to his winger now in Tawida Nafahu, who debuted back in round 19 against the Sharks. Nafahu scored a couple of tries in, that's now his 5th game. To the right-hand side, speaking of wingers, Jermaine Asako. 6-all the scoreline here. Couple of plays left for the Dolphins. Back through centre field they come. There's Fienge back from a shoulder injury, and he darts away, but he's claimed head on there eventually. 40 out from his own line. To the left-hand side they go on this second last play. Tabuai Fado out some open space now is Nafahu. Needs some inside support. He slips over here as he's run down by Tom Trbojevic. 30 out, 5 in from the western side, and it's actually still second last play here for the Dolphins as it's back to the right-hand side of the park, trying to find the gap through centre field. Molo, and he's clobbered there by Takiaho. 30 out centre field. Last play, Katoa. His kick up in the air. Trbojevic, that's Tom, launches out the 10-metre line, and he'll start a new set from there for the Seagulls. It's 6-all the scoreline here. 11 going first half on ABC Sport. Picked up from dummy half, and a scoop there from Cherry Evans, and he's tackled now 25 out. In behind him, Tom Trbojevic. Wide to Jason Saab. He's wrestled to the turf there by Oren Keeley. 35 out, 20 in from the western side. Dummy half, Cherry Evans. Wide again here. Kola, now Hopewadi. Goes the fend on Isaiah Katoa as he sort of pressed across that left-hand side of the field. Quick play the ball there for Simpkin. And now Brooks back on the inside for Ben Trbojevic. Fed back to Tavanga. Back to Ben Trbojevic. And now to his brother Tom. Spins out a one tackle there from Amarillo. Will play at 5 inside Dolphins
territory. This will be last place Seagulls as Cherry Evans just sends a hurried ball bouncing down towards Trey Fuller. He feels it deep in that southwestern corner of the ground. He's met with a two-man tackle. 15 out, 10 in from the western side. 6 all the scoreline. 12 gone first half here on ABC Sport and MC on the touchline.
Yeah, it's scrappy, isn't it, at the moment? Both sides are willing to chance their hand, but the fluency in attack just isn't there at the moment.
Here's Hamaso Tabuai-Fidow, initially named to return to fullback, but still in the centres as he was last week. Isaiah Katoa on to Finge. He's got a sucker on the outside. He lost one tackler there. Tom Tkarubic comes up in cover here. Stops him 40 out from Manly's line. Bright sunshine here at Brookvale Oval. Isaiah Katoa shares it through centre field now Takiyaho will be penalised for clobbering high. The ball carrier underneath all of that. Then Jake Avarillo. So penalty Dolphins. 6 all the scoreline here. Luke Lewis, 13 gone first half.
Yeah, Takiyaho. I think maybe penalty sufficient. Probably look worse than what it actually was. I don't know if he actually gets him real high. Sort of gets him around the arm and it slides up around his neck. So you're happy with the penalty, but nothing else. And here's Dolphins, probably their best chance since their first try.
Someone's asked for scores from last night. We did all that stuff in the first bit of the program, so forgive me if my focus is on this game here right now. And here goes the run now from Francis Molo. 20 out centre field. 6 all the scoreline here on ABC Sport. Donahue on to Felice Kafusi. Winners last night, the Storm and the Raiders, who lock up those top 2 spots. That's certainly confirmed. Marshall King here for the Dolphins. Avarillo. And now Keeley. Back to Donahue. Takes on Simpkin and also Matt Lodge, who's been his only try scorer so far this game. He'll play it now for the Dolphins. 9 out Marshall King. To the right-hand side, Isaiah Katoa. Back on the inside now, Pirifuaki. Lost to Vanga. It's going to be a set restart here for the Dolphins. 5 out from Manly's line. Dangerous situation this for the Seagulls. Francis Molo charging through and he's forced back there by Simpkin in concert with Takiyaho. Marshall King goes from dummy half with a dummy and he slides under the post to score. And the Dolphins on play 2 of that 6 find 4 points through Jeremy Marshall King. 10-6 kick to come Finns. 13 gone. Make it 14 gone first half here on ABC Sport. Luke Lewis.
Yeah, well, it's definitely one of those games that we were saying. It's you score, we score, you score. Now back to the Dolphins. This is really their first opportunity since their first try. The Dolphins, they come down here, but I love the speed that Jeremy Marshall King gets out here at dummy half. He looks like he's going to throw this pass nice and short. Throws a big dummy and just slides through. All the Manly players just switch straight off. Jeremy Marshall King there, and he dives under the post as easy as like. That's a soft try, but really nice work there from King.
One of their 4 try scorers last week, and he goes back-to-back here. Jeremy Marshall King now to MC on the touchline.
Yeah, soft there. We criticised the Dolphins goal line defence a couple of moments ago when they considered a try to Matt Lodge. Well, that was equally as soft there from the Manly Seagulls. This is a strange game to start.
Yeah, you score, we score. You score again? All we. Depends on who's saying it. Here's Jermaine Asako. He's directly in front and 10 metres out at that northern end of Brookvale Oval for his 100th successful conversion or goal in this season so far. Shouldn't trouble him. 12-6 the scoreline. There it goes. And the Dolphins lead here at Crookie. 15 gone second half. You're with Brett Sprigg, Luke Lewis, Michael Carianis. And, as I said, winners last night. Melbourne over Canterbury. That was 20-14, and it was 20 points to 16. Canberra over Penrith in the game in Mudgee. 0467920222. Charlie in Far North Queensland. Go the Broncos. Loving the call. Hope the Dolphins get up. Thank you, Charlie. Pilbara Warrior has sent a longer text I'll get through later on. And thank you for those who have kept those texts coming around the ground shortly as well here on this very sunny Saturday afternoon here at Brookvale Oval. The Seagulls honouring Daly Cherry Evans for his 350th first grade appearance. He also becomes the game's record holder outright at the Seagulls, surpassing Steve Beaver Menzies. And he kicks us back off here as it goes straight and along down towards that southern line. Fed back to Felice Kafusi. Hits it up there off Takiyaho and Tavana. And Finn Diesel, as he's known, will play it 15 out from that southern line. Marshall King, the try scorer. Onto the left-hand side now again to this runner in Finafuiaki. He scored their first try of the game. The first try of the game. And the Dolphins now through Molo. He slammed down on the tackle of Waddell. Played to Marshall King. Couple of plays left left in the set now for the Dolphins. Through centre field they go, 40 out, tackled and playing it now is Keeley. And now Fuller explodes away here, but Lodge covers him on halfway. Last play Dolphins, Marshall King swings it right-hand side. The kick now from Katoa, high in the air, sets a task for Leho Pawadi. Did it well back with the flight. Recovered the ball off his fingertips. Now goes defend there on a couple of those would-be tacklers. He's so pacey, Leho Pawadi. Going to play it now, 15 out as he's stopped by Oren Keeley. Speaking of pacey, Jason Saab in a two-man tackle, 25 out, 20 in from the western side. 16 going first half here on ABC Sport. And bright sunshine at Brookvale Oval, where it's the Dolphins 12, Manly Warringah 6. Seagulls on the attack, played by Tautau Kola. To Vunga, to Brooks, and now again they go, the Seagulls up that left-hand side of the park. 40 out, they'll play it there, Brooks. Ben Travojevic stands in the tackle of Kafusi and also Finafuyaki just inside Dolphins territory. As it spun wide to Cherry Evans, end of the set, his kick holds up in the breeze, almost goes all the way back to him here as Brooks collides with Fuller, still alive here for Hopawadi, out in some space, shoves back the very hurried offload there, socket forward by Brooks, still alive for Manly, and Brooks can ground the footy. What? That was chaos for Manly, but it worked out all right. Luke Brooks finishing off a fantastic team try. That kick from Cherry Evans was up there a very long time, and then somehow still alive. Brooks socketed it forward, follows up at ground level, plants the footy and hits back again. So it's 12-10, kick to come Seagulls, Louis. 17 gone first half here on ABC Sport.
Yeah, no surprise Manly go over with the way this game is unfolding, but I'm just looking at the goalposts at the moment. They're absolutely moving like crazy. The wind down there must be outrageous, but that kick, they put it straight up, and Trayful had no chance of getting to it. It was going towards him, then it was pulling away from him. It lands, they get the right bounce there, and Manly, they kick the ball live. The soccer skills shown there by Luke Brooks, just to get the right touch on it, then the speed, and then the put down at the same time. Absolutely brilliant there for Manly.
Michael Carianis, that ball was sort of in your eye line, wasn't it? 30-metre line?
Yeah, the other end of the field, Spriggy, but yeah.
Oh, it kicked from that, when it came down on me, like it was wobble back in the breeze.
It's a swirling breeze. It's sort of blowing across field, which is making it difficult for those guys at the back at the moment.
So, here's Cherry Evans to add the extras. He was 25 out. Oh.
He's going to have to use this. See how the posts are moving? He's just going to have to own one of the posts and time it, so when the post is going back, it goes in.
He kicked that ball roughly on halfway. It went about 20 metres, and he gave it everything, that kick in play a short time ago. Here was his attempt at goal, and tricky breeze. Oh, it doesn't trouble him. He's 2 from 2, Daddy Cherry Evans, and scores level again. 12-all first half here on ABC Sport. 18 gone, 22 left in this first half. You're with Brett Sprigg, Luke Lewis, and Michael Carianis on ABC Sport. Of course, we'll preview Gold Coast and the Warriors with Zane Bojack, Billy Moore, and Travis Main coming up very shortly as well. Robin Tweedhead says Seibold's on borrowed time. Gee, don't give up yet, Rob. That has been said about Anthony Seibold at the Seagulls. He has a contract until 2027. This is actually, MC, their worst losing streak under him currently, and there's been, I suppose, talk about, I'll get to you in a second, MC, it was more of a conversation another time, but about Michael Ennis and what sort of continued role he'll have at the club. There was talk about a succession plan in place, maybe for planning for after Anthony Seibold, but yeah, it's all part of the fun here for Seagulls fans. Off the bench, the run from Bullymore. Tackled 15 out, 20 in from the eastern side. Ida Simpkin looks left but goes right now through centre field for Takiyaho. Straights his run there into Felice Kafusi, and Collar 25 out from that northern line. 19 gone, 21 left in this first half on ABC Sport. Cherry Evans back on the inside now again to the run of Corey Waddell, and gets up to play it now, 30 out. Simpkin to Vunga. The quick dash through centre field here for the headband tape Jazz to Vunga. 8 short of halfway. Last play Manly. A kick from Cherry Evans. This time it sort of pierces the breeze and arrives on the chest of Trey Fuller. The Dolphins fullback runs it back, 20 out from his own line. That pass came wide to Tabuai Fado. He's over halfway. Beats Cherry Evans. He was ankle tapped though. Got the pass back to Trey Fuller. He was collared across there by the winger and Saab. still alive now for Hamaso Tabuai-Fado. Angles his run towards the post. He stopped 15 out. Played to Avarillo. It was dived on there by Ben Trebojevic there at dummy half. It's a set restart as a result. So ruck infringement there for the Seagulls. 6 more for the Dolphins. Isaiah Katoa on the fin of Fuyaki. He's brought down 5 out right-hand side of the post. Marshall King, dummy half, batted away by Tom Trebojevic, and that will be a penalty for the Dolphins as it remains 12-all, 20 left in this first half on ABC Sport, Louis.
How excited do you get every time you see the hammer in open space? You're just waiting for something brilliant to happen, and he did a very good job there to stay in field. Cherry Evans ankle taps him and he slides in field, but kept the ball alive, and here come the Dolphins now with a quick play of the ball.
5 out, right-hand side of the post, one in the Brookvale Oval. Played by Kafusi. Marshall King. On here again is Donahue back to Keeley, to Vunga. The jersey drags Keeley down, 15 out. Marshall King. On the right-hand side, Katoa. Finafuyaki. He's wrapped up by Bullymore and also Ben Trebojevic. 6 metres shy, right-hand side of the uprights. Marshall King to Donahue. Left-hand side shape, but now it comes to Avarillo, and now on that wing with Tavita Nafahu. Steps in field here where he is playing by Tom Trebojevic. He'll play it. 8 out, left-hand side of the post. This is second last play, Dolphins. Avarillo back to Felice Kafusi. They shoot around here. The Dolphins with nothing really doing with that middle part of the ground, and now tackled 13 out is that man in Donahue. Katoa first receiver. Pass was messy out the back there for Tabuai-Fado. Fielded by him. Sends it across here towards, or maybe even forward there to Marshall King. Crossfield bomb, up it goes. Hopawadi. Isako got there first, but he's a metre shy and knocks the footy on anyway. So change over and a ball here for Manly going back on the attack. 12 all the scoreline. 18:50 left in this first half on ABC Sport down to MC on the touchline.
Yeah, both sides aren't really getting into the collision of this game as we go past the halfway point. Defensively, they've both been super poor. Their first half contact's almost been non-existent.
So the Seagulls on the attack. At their own end. Play at 25 out. That's with Tommy Talau. Over towards the halfway line here, but still just shy of the 40 is Takiyaho. Played there, Simpkin. Finds Cherry Evans. Midway through the set here is still in the keeping here of the Manly skipper. Brought down there by Avarillo. Plays it to Simpkin. Open side left now to Vunga, and now Brooks onto Tom Trebojevic. Breaks one tackle. Good follow up in there though from Isaiah Katoa. 40 out from Dolphins line. Manly on the attack with this last play. They chuck it around left hand side. Brooks the chip and chase. Batted back here, wasn't there by the Seagulls? It's in the path there of Donahue anyway. Dolphins on the attack, 30 out from their own line, 12 in from the eastern side.
Yeah, I'm with Michael. There's not a whole lot going on in defence with their attitudes out there at the moment, but both teams are looking to attack, which I do like. They're looking at short sides. They're doing some chip and chase plays, some nice shifts out on the edges on both sides. So I like their attack. They've got to get a little bit better with their defensive attitude at the moment.
Lauren Keeley, former Newcastle Knight, plays at 40 out from his own line, and now 10 more metres gained here by Marshall King. Played on halfway again. Trey Fuller dummy half. Releases Molo, and waiting for him straight away is Ben Trebojevic, and also in there is Luke Brooks on that left-hand side of the field. Open side left they go here, the Dolphins. Avarillo back to Fuller. This is second last play now for the Finns. It's 12 all the scoreline here at Brookvale with Brett Sprigg, Luke Lewis, Michael Carianis for the first of our 3 games today. Katoa off a step, 30 out. Kick up in the air. This is sort of with the breeze at his back, but it doesn't go too far. Tom Trebojevic takes the catch, 9 out from his own line. Seagulls back on the attack. He was sort of felled there by Trey Fuller. They want a penalty here or something going their way, the Seagulls, but nothing doing from referee Ashley Klein. So Saab goes for a bit of a dash. Gains a quick 5 or 6 metres. Plays it there for Hopawadi, his fellow winger. Angles his run there to the left-hand side of the park. 30 out, 20 in from that far side in front of the hill. It remains Manly 12, the Dolphins 12 here with 16 and a half left in this first half. Now Takiyaho plays it there for Simpkin. Flat ball to Cherry Evans. Back here to Tom Trebojevic. Spun there on the tackle. Came wide back to Tommy Talau. And it's going to be a penalty going Manly's way. as he lost the footy when he was interfered with him before all that. So it's a penalty here for the Seagulls, and it remains. He taps on halfway, Cherry Evans, tries to catch the defensive line napping, and he's met eventually there, sandwiched between Keeley and also Donahue, 35 out. Play there to Tommy Talau. So the ruck infringement there as well for the Seagulls. Positioned well here with a run from Caleb Navale. 25 out the Fijian from that southern line. Played it there to Simpkin. Low ball to Vunga. Brooks, that left-hand side again. Through the gap. Laid back there by Tolatau Kola. Into the path of maybe a teammate. Benjamin gathers, but I think we'll come back here. We'll say it was firstly knocked back Ashley Klein, and it will be coming back for a Dolphins ball. Dolphins scrum 10 out from that southern line. So 12 all is Manly, well, Manly and the Dolphins. No one's in front yet. 15 left in this first half, and MC on the touchline.
Yeah, again, just a squandered opportunity there for the Seagulls. But as soon as either side gets to their flanks, they look pretty impressive.
Penalty count 2-1 the Dolphins. We've also had 2-1 set, if that make it 2-all the set restarts in this game so far for ruck infringements or inside 10 metres. 20 out, 20 in from the western side here. The Dolphins on the attack. Hamaso Tabuai Fado, and of course now sits equal second in try scorers this year with Daniel Tupou. Xavier Coates scored his 19th try at Amy Park last night. Marshall King dummy half. As the Dolphins use centre field now with this run from Keeley. Plays it now 40 out. Marshall King back to Ray Stone coming off the bench in jersey number 18. Plays it 7 short of halfway. This is last play. That early kick from Katoa behind the 40. On the full though, taken by Jason Saab. And off that right wing here, Manly Warringah on the attack with Saab. Taken 30 out, 20 in from the western side.
Yeah, just in a bit of an arm wrestle at the moment. Both sides going through their sets at the moment, waiting for a couple of opportunities. But Manly are slowly starting to work their way back into this. I feel like they're making some good metres, and they get a penalty now, 40 out from their own line. They're going to kick upfield. They're going to get a really good attacking opportunity here.
And MC on the touchline.
Yeah, they get a good opportunity here now, the Seagulls. But Daly Cherry Evans again takes a quick tap.
He does too, and feeds Blumore out wide here as well. Over halfway he goes. 40 out, 20 in from the eastern side in front of a packed Brookvale Oval Hill. Ben Trebojevic receives the footy from Brooks. Gains 7 more metres here, and he's tackled by Nichols on that right edge defence for the Dolphins. Simpkin to Cherry Evans, inside ball for Toff Sipley, takes a few Dolphins with him as he presses towards that 20-metre line. Plays it there for Simpkin. Couple of plays left now for the Seagulls. Cherry Evans darts away from Stone, feeds it back to Simpkin. Still alive here. Nichols wraps up Simpkin. 18 outs in the field here for the Seagulls with a couple of plays left in the set. Dummy half is Navale to the left-hand side to Brooks. Tom Trebojevic as well to Lehigh Hopewadi. Shows sheer pace. Bounced off the defence and plants the footy as well. And the Seagulls go ahead for the first time in the game. 16-12, kick to come Manly. 12:40 left, first half on ABC Sport. Luke Lewis.
Yeah, Lehigh Hopewadi. Well, he gets a beautiful ball off Tom Trebojevic, flying down that left-hand side sideline. It's absolutely beautiful pass. But I tell you what, the finish was a bit different. He runs straight into, I can't see who it was for the Dolphins, but he gets stopped in his track, then just puts his hand out and slams the ball down in the corner. That's a really nice try and a good finish there from Lehigh.
Rather than dive or crash over, he just sort of fends off Fuller, who tumbles and then says, okay, there you go, boom, and just puts the ball down there in the corner there. Hopewadi for his first try of the afternoon. Now to MC on the touchline.
Yeah, great bit of strength there, and a beautiful pass out the back there from the Seagulls as well. So nice interchange of pass in, and as you boys alluded to, heavy collision there for Hopewadi before he puts the ball down.
So, sideline conversion here for Daly Cherry Evans, and there are fans on that eastern hill here at Brookie with those large cardboard faces bearing his resemblance. There's the big cutout letters as well, and numbers that say DCE 350. And it's just great to see. It's all part of the fun here today for the Seagulls, who are trying to break a 4-game losing streak, Louis, and the Dolphins, of course, also playing for their season. So, Cherry Evans, who's 2 from 2 so far this afternoon. This is his toughest assignment so far. 25 out on that eastern touchline. And the tough breeze. Oh, he's unbelievable. 3 from 3. It's sunny, but it's windy. And he certainly made the best of things here. Cherry Evans, well judged in the breeze, and Manly now leads 18-12 the scoreline here on ABC Sport across ABC Radio, digital radio, and the ABC Listen app.
Yeah, good. He kicks the ball, though, Cherry Evans. Makes you think why he hasn't been kicking all year.
Yeah.
Smacking it at the moment.
0467920222. We'll go around the grounds as well because there is the NRLW underway. First half, Titans 8 lead the Dragons 0 at Robina after earlier Canberra 56 beat Canterbury Bankstown 24. Second win of the campaign for the Canberra Raiders. Back from the kickoff here. Tile for Foa Sipley. In bright sunshine here at Brookie. Will play at 20 out for his own line. Centre field Simpkin finds Navale, and now Brooks up that left-hand side. So potent, so quick. He goes to Lukola on halfway. To the outside there now for Hopewadi. Back on the inside, he dummies to Bullymore. Now feeds it back to Bullymore, and he goes the rest of the way. Coast to coast from the Manly Warringah Seagulls. And they score now their third straight try in the game. 22-12, kick to come, Manly.
Yeah, good work here by the Manly side, right from the kickoff. Simple little shift over that left edge. Get a bit of a break there. I'll tell you what, Cole just shows so much strength and speed. Gets a beautiful pass there to Lehigh Hopewadi, and he just slides down the sideline. And I thought he was going to go the whole way himself, the way that he was carrying the ball. Aditi Bullimore pushing up on his inside. He sort of throws a dummy when he gets to Trey Fuller, and then he throws a sort of bit of around the corner pass when he gets tackled. But this is brilliant work here from Manly. Back-to-back tries, and right from the other end of the field, outstanding.
3 tries in a row for the Seagulls. Here they trailed 12-6 with those. The Dolphins scored 2 of the first 3 tries in the game, but since then, Brooks, Hopewadi, and now Bullymore. Bullymore's last try was actually a double in round 3, so he's on the board here this afternoon, down to MC on the touchline.
Yeah, what about the judgment there from Lehigh Hopewadi? He saw Trey Fuller just backing off with Ethan Bullymore on the inside. Then eventually Trey Fuller had to make his move on Hopewadi, and he throws a beautiful time pass to Bullymore, who scores.
9:40 left in the opening half here at a sunny Brookvale Oval. Ellie Cherry Evans is 25 metres out here with the kick and 5 metres in from the eastern side. 3 from 3 so far this afternoon. Loud cheers as he lines the ball up here in his 350th game. And he comes, right foot kick, starts it left, it comes back and misses this time. Can't always be perfect. 3 out of 4 here for Cherry Evans, and it remains Manly 22, the Dolphins 12. Around the grounds in the Queensland Cup, second half, Tigers 22 lead Clydesdales 12. When at Manly, the Seagulls lead PNG Hunters 10-0 in the first half, and the Bears 12 will lead the Devils 0 in the first half. Jersey Flag here in New South Wales, Bulldogs 10 lead West Tigers 0. Roosters and Knights are 0 all in the first half as well, and in New South Wales Cup, second half, 28 leads the Georgia Illawarra 16. First half, South 14, Canberra 4. AFL, fourth quarter, Adelaide 99 leads North Melbourne 68. And in the AFLW, earlier Collingwood beat GWS. And in the second quarter, Melbourne leads St Kilda by 17 points. Sydney leads Gold Coast by 22 points in the second quarter there as well. Back to the footy here at Brookvale. Left-hand side they go, Ben Trebojevic. And he runs straight into Kurt Donahue. And we playing it now, 35 out, 10 in from the eastern side. Scoreline 22-12 in Manly's favour with 8:50 left in this opening 40 here on ABC Sport. We'll preview the Titans-Warriors game with Zane Bojack and Willie Moore up next. 8 short of halfway as it's ripped wide from Simpkin, the Cherry Evans, and now a centre field run again here, this time from Tolo Collar. He's still going. He's chased down there though by Oren Keeley. 35 out, he'll play it now Manly. Last play comes to Cherry Evans, running kick. Up it goes in that tough breeze. Strong breeze. Onto it there, Tom DeRoots lost the footy backwards. Still there though for Waddell. Off to Jason Saab. Spins in one tackle. Is there a grounding? No. He loses the footy in that very last few inches there, Jason Saab. And so a change over here, 10 out from the Dolphins line. The Dolphins back on the attack, but it's Manly who leads, Louis, 22 points to 12.
95 metre set there from Manly after points. But I tell you what, I reckon Saab, he's got 6-foot-long arms there. You could have reached that out. Probably would have scored, but they're looking sharp, aren't they, now, Manly? They're just asking a lot more questions. I feel like the fatigue's really set in with the Dolphins.
And here goes the run from Tevita Nafahu. Sort of double in round 23 against the Roosters a fortnight ago, and after his round 19 debut. Now on play 3 for the Dolphins. Mark Nichols through centre field. On his left side, Cher Evans brings him down. Play just inside Manly territory. Donahue off to Isaiah Katoa, and now Stone. Dragged back by Bullymore and also Ben Trebojevic. 35 out centre field now for the Dolphins. Last play, and it comes to Isaiah Katoa. That's with the breeze behind him. Travels down towards Jason Saab. 10 out from his own line. They pile on top of him. Manly back on the attack here. 22-12 their lead. 7:20 left in this first half on ABC Sport. You're with Brett Sprague, Luke Lewis, and this is Michael Carianis.
Yeah, a couple of changes there for the Dolphins, including Josh Kerr has just come on the field. Interestingly, Jeremy Marshall-King is the player replaced.
Okay, thank you, MC. 25 out centre field. Simpkin off here. Navale made light work of Ray Stone, but he was set upon there by Finafuyaki and also Josh Kerr, who's out there, as Michael Carianis mentioned. Now it's been lost on a centre field run for Manly. Pounced on the loose footy there, the Dolphins, and will play it the first of 7 tackles, Ray Stone. Off here again to Josh Kerr. 35 out. On here again for the Dolphins. And Nichols tries to get them moving again. He's 20 out. Taken down there in centre field. Pass comes Katoa. Kerr offloads back to Averillo. He's got good pace, but he can't escape the clutches of Tom Trebojevic, who'll play it now. 9 out centre field here for the Dolphins. Couple of plays left in the set. Katoa dummies, goes himself for the corner. Wrapped up by a couple of Sea Eagles here. Left-hand side of the post. 5 metres out now for the Dolphins. Couple of plays left as Averillo. He dummies. Now he's run down as he makes his approach toward the uprights. Play it there for Donahue. Back to the left-hand side. Katoa puts on the kick here, but Bullymore dives onto it now. And the Seagulls will go back on the attack. They withstood that nice attacking thrust there from the Dolphins, Louis, and they keep a 22-12 lead here, Manly, with 6, make it 5:40 left.
Yeah, good work there by the Manly side just to hold the Dolphins out. They were coming for him, but what about Ethan Bullymore? He's everywhere at the moment.
And so this man as well, through centre field, Tolotau Kola. Run down from behind there by Finafuyaki. They waste no time though. Hopewadi offloads back to Tom Trebojevic. Has brother Ben on the outside. Looks to find Brooks instead. No real gain there for Brooks as Stone took his leg. The Nichols up top. 40 out, 20 in from the eastern side. Already it's the second last here for the Seagulls. Metre short of halfway. Tackled and playing it now is Navale. It comes to Cherry Evans. This is a probing, bouncing kick here to the fullback Trey Fuller. Dolphins back on the attack, and Fuller bounced there off the shoulder of Tommy Talau. 30 out, 20 in from the western side. Getting up slowly here is Trey Fuller. Plays at 30 out. Manly 22, the Dolphins 12 here. 4:50 left in this first half at a sunny Brookvale Oval. Averillo. Low ball there for Jermaine Osako. And he tries to just jink his way past Ben Trebojevic. Stop 5 short of halfway, his own side of halfway. Josh Kerr makes ground now inside Manly Warringah territory. Stone receives the footy. Katoa, they wheel on here. Averillo, quick pass to the hammer. Up the left-hand side he goes. Needs some support. Run down there by Tommy Talau. Play at 20 out, 5 in from the western side. Last play, Finns, who trail by 10 points. Averillo shares it with Katoa. Back here, it's off Clemawelu. It's come off someone's chest. Still alive here for the Dolphins in the last play. WI Fido, 25 out, all the way back there. Trey Fuller, set upon there by Ben Trebojevic. He's put down. That'll be a changeover. 25 out from their own line here. The Seagulls back on the attack. They lead by 22 points to 12. 4 minutes left in the first half. MC on the touchline.
Yeah, loving seeing the two centres from on the opposite ends of the field. Telltale Collar on the left-hand side for Manly, and then on the opposite end, Hamiso, Tabuai-Fido. They just look so dangerous every time they both get the ball.
Play 3 Manly, 8 short of halfway. Brooks spins it across here for Cherry Evans. Inside ball, Caleb Navale. Debuted round 16 last year at Fiji International. Simpkin, long pass across for Cherry Evans. And now Taufafoa Sipley once more. Offloads. Back here to Simpkin. Still alive for DCE on play 4. Back to Tom Trebojevic. On the left-hand side now, Navale claimed 35 out, 20 in from the eastern side of a packed hill. Now it goes back to Tom Trebojevic. A little dash on that second last play. Off to Adele. Offloads. Back into the path there, though, of Nufahu, the opposite winger. And the Dolphins are back on the attack, 30 out in their own line, Louis.
Yeah, well, Manly, I like the way they're playing and shifting the ball around. There's nothing doing on one side. They're skipping it back across the other, and they're playing some good footy. Tommy Trbojevic is looking dangerous when he gets the ball, but that last offload is just the wrong decision there from Manly. But the Dolphins, there's so many holes in their defensive line at the moment.
Seen 4 tries to 2 in this game so far. Dolphins on play 4. Over halfway they go as Nichols finds Ray Stone. And a 3-man tackle. He'll play at 40 out from that northern line. 22 points to 12. 2.5 minutes left in the opening half. Lemuelu as pass came forward to him. So we'll come back here. Possession Manly, and they control the game for now, Louis. 22 points to 12 down to MC on the touchline.
Yeah, just again, they've just got their timing all wrong there, the Dolphins. They opted to go this side, and Katola's been pretty good in this first half. Look on the replay, it was pretty marginal call. Flat pass at worst.
I've seen a few not adjudicated this round, MC. A few examples, and
I've seen worse ones than that to get away with it. And I think that come from the touch judge, that call there as well.
2 minutes left in this opening 40 here at Brookvale Oval. You're with Brett Sprigg, Luke Lewis, Michael Carianis. They feed the scrum here, the Seagulls, across to Bullymore. And it's one of their first half try scorers, one of 4 for the home side here at Brookie. 8 short of halfway. Simpkin to the left-hand side. Tom Trbojevic, and now Brooks, who also scored a try in this first half. Claimed there by Mark Nichols. And Brooks will play it back there. Hopewadi on to Ben Trbojevic, open side right. Gains half a dozen metres now. 40 out from that southern line. Simpkin on to Cherry Evans. And now here again, Tom Trbojevic. They shape right-hand side. Quick dash from Jason Saab out in some space. Infield kick bounces there. And Hamiso's there first. It was almost there for Tommy Talau. But Hamis said, thank you very much. Had good vision. Pounced on the ball. Plays a metre out from his own line here for the Dolphins. 22-12 the scoreline. Manly's favour. Minute and 9 seconds left in the first half.
I don't understand why Saab didn't just pass that back inside.
He loves pushing up. He loves to kick, Jason Saab.
Yeah, he just wants to be fancy. They don't need to be fancy. A nice little spiral pass in there. They run under the post. They score, and they blow this scoreline straight out. That is a silly play there by Saab.
Josh Kerr for the Dolphins. Back to the Dragons next year. Josh Kerr. Play it there, 30 out. Donahue. Katoa. Inside here to Trey Fuller. This is last play Finns. Right on that halfway line. And now that kick from dummy half from Donahue, trying to force Tom Trbojevic back. He faces his own goal line, does receive the high ball. 34 seconds left in this first half at Brookvale Oval, where Manly leads 22 points to 12. And Katoa wraps up the man playing it now, Lehigh Hopewadi. Cherry Evans swings it across to his halves partner in Brooks. And now that left-hand side through Tolu Kola. Is tackled 35 out from his own line. 12 seconds left in this first half. Navale. That's play 4 now coming up for the Seagulls. Simpkin to Cherry Evans. He kicks. It's come off Lemuelu. And it was in turn lost by the Dolphins as our halftime hooter sounds here at a very sunny Brookvale Oval. And it has been exciting footy in that first half. With 4 tries to 2, the lead did swing, or at least the try scoring swung early in the game. First up, Finapuyaki scored for the Dolphins, and that was in the second minute of the game. Matt Lodge responded for the Seagulls in the 6th minute. After that, Jerry Marshall-King in the 13th for the Dolphins, and they stopped at that point scoring-wise, because after that, Luke Brooks, Lehigh Hopewadi and Ethan Bluemore have all gone into the Manly Warringah Seagulls. Terry Evans is 3 from 4 kicking, and the home side leads here. Luke Lewis, 22 points to 12.
Yeah, it's been exciting to watch, because there's a lot of stuff going on. There's end-to-end opportunities for both sides to score tries. Manly got back on top eventually after going you score, we score. A couple of really nice tries, but a lot of holes in the Dolphins' defence at the moment, and I feel like both sides have definitely only turned up to attack today, not to defence. So I think there'll be, the coaches will be bringing up, we need to start a little bit harder in defence in this second half.
Yeah, in saying that, completion rate 77% for the Seagulls, 83% for the Dolphins. Haven't been too polished either end of the ball. So the Seagulls do at least lead by 10 points here on their own deck at Brookie. Michael Carianis, your thoughts to the opening half from the touchline.
Yeah, neither side's interested or loving the physicality, that's for sure. They're just looking to come out here and score some points. And Louis nailed it just before that halftime break that if Jason Sub just passes inside, Tommy Talau scores untouched, right, instead of trying to go for the miracle kick play. So there's just been a couple of opportunities. But what I am loving is the form of Kohler at the moment on that left-hand side of the field. We actually saw him pop up on the right-hand side of the field as well with the footy. That's what we need to see more of, him getting his hands on the ball as often as possible because he's so dangerous.
Thanks, MC. More from you coming up after ABC News. I will say one thing, Louis, that Manly, and playing this attacking game is refreshing because they've only scored 6 tries in their past 4 games, which of course have all been losses. So they're at least discovering some attacking impetus in the opening half.
Yeah, and I like where Daly Cherry-Evans gets the ball on the right, looks as though there's nothing going on, skips back over and plays a nice long pass over to Luke Brooks where they get the ball out to that left edge. They're just playing eyes up footy. They're not thinking too much about their game plan, which is not a bad thing.
Penalty count 2-all in that first half and a total of 2 ruck infringements each going either way in that first half here at Brookvale Oval. 0467 920 222. Just want to thank DCE for his service today reaching this milestone, says Ballina Bronco. Des in Emerald. Grand finals in Central Highlands Rugby League today. Ladies game at 5:30 between Emerald Tigers and Blackwater, and the men's is Bluff versus Middle Mount. Games being played in Bluff from 5:30pm. Who do you like there, Louis? The Bluff versus Middle Mount, the Central Highlands comp. Anyway, we'll get your tip afterwards. Gary, hi guys. It's my brother-in-law. Hi guys. It's my brother-in-law Lomlin Birch birthday. Are you able to give him a shout out for his 40th? Currently wiring his sister's house. He's a massive fan of Luke Lewis. On you, Gary. Gary with a shout out there for Lomlin. Or is that right? Anyway. Griffo from Thirroul, DC having a crack at Smart Man interviews too. Yeah, he's good to chat to Daly Cherry-Evans, isn't he? And Glenn, the happy Waratah West Seagull, thank you, says go DCE. 0467 920 222. Go around the ground shortly, and indeed we'll also preview our game next up at 5:30 at Rabina between the Gold Coast Titans and the New Zealand Warriors. Here it's Manly Warringah 22, the Dolphins 12. Right now, time for ABC News.
ABC News with Satyam Weinstein. Federal Employment Minister Amanda Rishworth is calling on the opposition to clarify whether it will support the government's bill to prevent the Fair Work Commission from reducing penalty rates. Labor is expected to table the legislation next week, which would ensure the Commission can't approve awards that cut penalty and overtime rates. Amanda Rishworth says she's written to the Shadow Employment Minister to ask the coalition to support the legislation.
So far, they've been obfuscating their position. They haven't been clear about what they're going to do. They put a dissenting report into the Senate inquiry with no clear reasoning or real logic into why we shouldn't have the lowest paid workers protected in this country.
A new UN-backed report has declared a famine in Gaza City and warns starvation is likely to spread if a ceasefire deal isn't reached soon. Chelsea Hetherington reports.
After months of warnings, the world's top authority on food crises, the IPC, says famine has hit Gaza's biggest urban centre. The IPC says hunger has been driven by fighting and the blockade of humanitarian aid by Israel, and more than 500,000 people are at risk of dying from malnutrition. Israel has dismissed the report, labelling it an outright lie. It comes as Israel steps up military operations to seize Gaza City, with Israeli Defence Minister Israel Katz warning it could be reduced to rubble if Hamas doesn't release the hostages and lay down its arms.
Queensland Police have warned protesters to behave sensibly after a court decision to reroute a planned pro-Palestine march in Brisbane. Organisers from the Justice for Palestine group yesterday agreed to relocate Sunday's rally after a Queensland magistrate vetoed plans to cross the Story Bridge due to safety concerns. Brisbane Region Acting Assistant Commissioner Reece Wildman says officers will be patrolling the bridge just in case.
There are specific offences around unregulated high-risk activity, which we take very, very seriously. So anyone attempting to climb the bridge or to face the bridge, those matters will be taken very seriously.
US President Donald Trump has indicated Chicago will likely be the next American city to see the military deployed onto its streets. It comes as the Pentagon orders around 2,000 National Guard troops patrolling Washington, D.C. to carry weapons. Mr. Trump's repeatedly described large cities run by Democrats as dangerous and filthy. He says he wants to deploy soldiers to New York and Chicago.
Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent, and we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this, and it won't even be tough. And the people in Chicago, Mr. Vice President, are screaming for us to come.
U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance has denied that former National Security Advisor John Bolton is being targeted because of his criticism of U.S. President Donald Trump. It comes after the FBI raided Mr. Bolton's home. Mr. Vance says he's being investigated over classified documents. The White House has previously accused Mr. Bolton of mishandling classified information over his 2020 memoir detailing his time working with Mr. Trump, which Mr. Bolton denies. At least 5 people have died, including a child, after a tour bus crashed in the U.S. state of New York. The bus was returning to New York City from Niagara Falls, a popular tourist destination. Witnesses report seeing the vehicle with 52 people on board lose control before overturning. New York State Police Trooper James O'Callahan says investigations into the crash are underway.
For unknown reasons, the vehicle lost control, went into the median, overcorrected, and ended up in the ditch. At this time, we have multiple fatalities, multiple entrapments, and multiple injuries. It did roll. Most people, I'm assuming on the bus, did not have a seatbelt on. That is the reason why we have so many ejected people on this bus. Oh, the bus is extremely damaged.
Thousands of motorists have reported potholes in roads across New South Wales caused by the recent deluge of rain. Transport for New South Wales officials fielded more than 2,000 calls about potholes yesterday alone. Coordinator General Howard Collins says crews are working through the weekend to repair as many as they can.
Those potholes that are repaired over the last few years are starting to break down, and we're seeing, due to over 450 millimetres of rain in certain places along the main streets of Sydney, has meant that we have got a lot of potholes, some of them quite deep.
You're up to date with the very latest from ABC News. You can get more news at any time by downloading the ABC Listen app.
ABC iView. Lose yourself in gripping entertainment. Somebody here. Like with the family next door. Know something. Darby and Joan. I'm going to find out who did this to you. And Bay of Fires.
What the
Always free, always gripping. ABC iView.
The summer of cricket has arrived early.
Lobs it straight down the ground for 6. He's on the pull shot. Boy, did he get that!
White ball cricket takes centre stage in the top end as Australia take on South Africa.
Shout for leg before, finger goes up!
And it's on now on the ABC Listen.
Down the pitch, there we go. Bang!
Every ball live. Just click on the cricket button.
ABC sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Premiership.
7 out from that northern line. Played by Kafusi, Marshall King, a flat ball now Donahue. And now Katoa through the gap. He got there far too easily. Finifuriaki and scores to the right-hand side of the posts. So the Manly error results almost immediately in the Dolphins' first points of the game. 4-0 kick to come. 5 out. Last play Manly. Tom Dvorovich to Matt Lodge, who received the ball and crashes over. And Manly responds immediately. Try to Matt Lodge. Spun wide to Cherry Evans. End of the set. His kick holds up in the breeze. Almost goes all the way back to him here as Brooks collides with Fuller. Still alive here for Hopewadi. Out some space. Shoves back the very hurried offload there. Socket forward by Brooks. Still alive for Manly. And Brooks can ground the footy. What? That was chaos for Manly. But it worked out all right. Luke Brooks finishing off a fantastic team try. Dummy half is Navale. To the left-hand side to Brooks. Tom Dvorovich as well to Lehigh Hopewadi. Shows sheer pace. Bounced off the defence and plants the footy as well. And the Seagulls go ahead for the first time in the game. Finds Navale. And now Brooks up that left-hand side. So potent, so quick. He goes to Lukola on halfway. To the outside there now for Hopewadi. Back on the inside. He dummies to Bullymore. Now feeds it back to Bullymore, and he goes the rest of the way. coast to coast from the Manly Warringah Seagulls. And they scored now their third straight try in the game.
ABC sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Premiership.
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And on the ABC Listen app.
22-12 the scoreline here at halftime at Brookvale Oval. You're with Brett Sprigg alongside Luke Lewis, Michael Carianis. Coming up in about an hour's time, we'll have Melbourne winger Grant Anderson join us in our between-game show after, of course, Melbourne along with Canberra punch their ticket through to a top two finish in this NRL season. The first two teams confirmed. In fact, they will be the top two teams in this final series coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Then after that, we're off to Robina for the Gold Coast Titans and New Zealand Warriors, and Zane Bojak can set the scene for us there. Zano.
Hello, Spriggy. Isn't it lovely to have some nice weather where you are and excellent weather where we are? It's paradise up here on the Gold Coast today. 21 degrees, blue skies, wonderful conditions for this game of footy between the 17th ranked Titans and the 4th ranked Warriors coming into the weekend. They've now slipped to 5th with the Sharkies getting 2 points for the bye, and they need to win today to go back into the top 4. And you would think a team that was in the 4 leading into this weekend would be able to beat the side on the bottom of the ladder. But how's this? The Titans have won 6 of their last 7 against the New Zealand Warriors, and they have won 4 of the last 5 here at Robina, despite them having a poor record overall. They love playing against the Warriors, and yesterday, just to show how much support there is for the New Zealand Warriors in this part of the world, they had a captain's run up at Logan, about 40 k's north, and they had 5,000 people there just to watch the Warriors train. We're expected a full house today. Looking forward to the contest. The Titans have got Kelly, Fafita, and Haas coming back to the lineup. The Warriors have got Capel, Tamari Martin, and Rocco Berry to come back into their team. They, of course, won 14-10 against the Dragons last week. The Sharks were too good for the Titans, 54-22. But as I say, sometimes teams match up well, and I think the Titans might be a chance of upsetting the Warriors today. We've slipped out Clint Shipkowski. We've gone from one Queensland legend to another in Billy Moore. Billy, how good's the weather here? And I'm looking forward to this contest. I think the Titans can actually win this game of footy.
G'day, Zano. Yes, big shoes to fill. The mighty Chalk have taken his seat for this game. Look, this is a great game of football. They always put a show on, these two teams. And you're right about the chemistry. It's one where you suspect the unexpected today. The 7th place Titans, they need to win, hopefully stay away from the spoon. It's a must win for that in that context. So they will throw caution to the wind. For the Warriors, this is a chance for them, as you said, to go back into 4 to guarantee a final top 8 spot of today's win. But as we said, a chance for them to go back into the 4 and give themselves the crucial double chance, and obviously 2 games to give them one of those will definitely be in New Zealand. So there's so much on the line today. Should be a cracker. They're losing Jackson Ford and Tane Tuapiki are out from last week's game. They're 2 big outs, but as you said, Cable's back, Rocco Berry's back, Timari Martin's back. So it's going to be an interesting game. Can't wait for it.
Interesting that Berry comes to the lineup, because now that means that Nickel Klugstar goes out to the fullback spot. And looking forward to this game of footy. We'll head back to you, Spriggy. The referee for today is going to be Jared Cole, and the bunker will be Green Atkins. We'll have kickoff here at 5:30. It's going to be a ripper afternoon here on the GC. Hope you're enjoying Brookie.
Great stuff, Zano. Thank you, Billy. We'll get back to you in an hour and a half's time for kickoff there after our between-game show featuring Melbourne Storm winger Grant Anderson. Second half kickoff not too far away here. Luke Lewis, what happens in this second 40? Because the Seagulls, of course, seized control in that late sort of back half of that first half, and the Dolphins, can they find their way back?
Well, they got the wind against them. I think it still looks like it's pretty windy down there at the moment with the trees moving and the goalposts. But, I think if Manly use this wind to their advantage with Daly Cherry Evans, that will suit them. But, look, at the end of the day, Dolphins can attack. They've just got to get their execution right.
Underway here in the second half at Brookvale Oval at the MC shortly as well, as Saad receives that kickoff and hits it up himself here off Limawelu, and also out there Josh Kerr for the Dolphins. Round the grounds NRLW, half-time Gold Coast 14 leads the Dragons 4. That game also happening at Robina, where Zane Bojak We're joined by Willie Moore and Travis Main to the call of the first grade later on. And now Taufafoa Sipley, 35 out from that southern line. Played now Simpkin, looks left, carries it himself there as he's spun around by Josh Kerr. And also in there, Kurt Donahue. Play it 5 short of the halfway. Blue Water, Ben Trebojevic. He thought he saw a break there, but it closes quickly as coming across Finge and also Isaiah Katoa. But there's some trouble here for Ben Trebojevic, who's slow getting up.
He's claiming he got a little bit of a... Oh, he did. He actually got a little bit of a hit around the... right around the chin there.
Rafash points there's nothing doing, so they roll on here for last play Manly. First set of this second half, 22-12 their lead. Cherubin's kick goes high in the air, hangs there a fair old while. Fuller swings it across the defensive goal line here as the winger in Nafahu runs into that right edge defence of Manly Warringah. Only half swings it wide here towards Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow, and he's 17 out from his own line at northern end of Brookvale Oval. Trey Fuller. So fullback again for the second week in a row. Tabuai-Fidow in the centres. Now the winger Sarko plays it there again here for Donahue. Comes back on the inside over halfway with Max Finge. He brings his run in centre field and he's taken there by Tolotau Kola, 40 out. Isaiah Katoa carries it across the line now. Shares it with Larillo. On to Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. Too quick for Cherry Evans. Couldn't get the pass away though. And meanwhile, Waddell's tangled up with someone there in back play for the Dolphins. Getting up down there is Avarillo. Kick last play goes up here from the Finns. But live ball there for Ray Stone. Still the last. Donahue put off the ball now. And now the kick from Katoa. Comes off Sipley. Runs on the footy here, the big man. They're chasing him. He's over halfway. Sipley out some space. Run down eventually there by Isaiah Katoa. Play it now 40 outs on the field. Boundley goes quickly here. Blumore. Can he catch some napping? Steps in here on a couple of tacklers. Stone gets him. 25 outs on the field. Play 3 Manly. They lead by 10 points here at Brookie. And now comes Tolotau Kola in the shadows of the Western Grandstand. 15 out, left-hand side of the uprights. Play there for Simpkin. Open side right, Brooks onto Cherry Evans. Sends the pass wide again. Here is Tommy Talau and off here again to Saab. And so he'll play it 8 short of that line, deep in that northeastern corner of the ground. Cherry Evans. Low ball there for Simpkin. On to Brooks. In here again they go. Navale just short of that northern goal line now. Last play Seagulls lead by 10 points. Spun back here left-hand side. Brooks to Tom Trebojevic. Another cut-out ball. Easily finds Lehi Hopewadi, who scores in behind the posts. So Manly keep this scoring momentum going. They score their 4th straight try of the game either side of half-time. It's Hopewadi's 2nd try of the afternoon, and they lead now 26-12. Kick to come Manly.
Yeah, well, what about the speed there shown by the Taufafoa Sipley? Picks the ball up, puts his head down and just goes hard and straight up the middle, backed up by another really good run by Bullymore that gets him into really good field position. And they had him shot on this left edge. They had to come left. They get the call right, and they didn't try and do any fancy cut-out plays. Just go through the hands, give it to Tom Trebojevic. Does he play short or long? He comes up with the right decision on the end there, puts on a beautiful pass to find Hopewadi there. He goes over for his double, betters the position, goes around close to the post, and it's now 26 points to watch. 12 with a kick to come, and this could blow out. Spriggy, the way that the Manly side are playing in the wind, it's going to be a big blowout.
And MC on the touchline.
Yeah, that was actually a big play from Taufafoa Sipley a couple of moments ago with playing at that ball, because Tom Trebojevic was in the defensive line, so there was clean passage there for the Dolphins if that ball did find some space, but the big man managed to trap the ball with his foot and actually showed some great pace to march upfield.
Here's Cherry Evans, 15 metres out here, slight angle left-hand side of the post, make it 28-12. Speaking of blowouts, last time these sides met here, as Cherry Evans does make no mistake here at that northern end of the ground, 28-12 is the scoreline. And the last time it was 2 years ago. That was the Dolphins' first year in the comp, round 15, 2023. That was Manly 58, Dolphins 18. Could be something similar here today, I reckon, Louis. As you mentioned, DCE is now 4 from 5. 0467 920 222. Anthony from Tamworth, a huge Doggies fan, listening in country New South Wales. Just wondering how you guys still at the Money Doggies' chances of making the grand final, as I'm in a rock between a chance and a hard place. I have pancreatic cancer, which is incurable, and I really want to be at the grand final this year, as I've seen State of Origin, Test matches and semi-final matches, but never been to a grand final, which is my dream, especially if the Money Doggies make it. My dad used to watch the Doggies' first reserve grade and number 21s back in the 80s, and I'd do anything to be there. Good on you, Anthony, and hopefully get the GF to see the Bulldogs if they do make it. Up the left-hand side, there's a run from Cola, and he's stopped there eventually by Max Feinge. More of your text shortly. Brooks at dummy half, finds Ben Trebojevic. He's pressing towards halfway, put down now by Mark Nichols. And now played to Simpkin. Tackle 4 here for the Seagulls. Brooks, they swing it right-hand side of the paddock. Cherry Evans onto Tommy Talau. And the Dolphins defence all over him. 35 out and in from the eastern side in front of a packed hill. Referee and touchies to shield their eyes from the sun. It's shining bright here at Brookvale. Brooks passes on the bounce there for Cola. And he's 42 out from that Dolphins line. So it sort of forced them all the way back. Last play Manly, 28-12 their lead. Cherry Evans just swings it across his body. A high kick which bounces out over the western touchline, 15 shy of the corner post. Jody and Mackay, thank you for your text. Alex from Bundaberg, thank you for your text. And great call, fellas. Shout out to Pombob, a loyal listener. Did a bit of training with DC early days. Go Manly from Batto. Shirley and Mackay. Up the mighty Seagulls, says Dangy from Burke, New South Wales. And Chris from Brisbane driving in, now out in Mount Me and cheering on DC. Love listening to you blokes. Good on you, Chris. 0467920222. Dummy half here, Donahue for the Dolphins. Open side right. No real gain there for the Finns through Lemuelu. One of their 5 try scorers last time these sides met, round 10 last year. They roll on now, play 3. 40 out from their own end, own line, northern end. Untidy pass, Trey Fuller comes to the back of a Seagull, I reckon. It's deemed here, it was in fact just knocked on by the Dolphins. Possession here for Manly, somewhere near halfway here at Brookvale Oval. The home side leads 28-12. 7 going second half on ABC Sport. Back to MC on the touchline.
Yeah, this is a capitulation here from the Dolphins at the moment with their season on the line. They're just throwing a whole lot of nothing up against this Manly side, and if they get into a game of touch footy, Manly will blow out.
Scrum is 45 out, 20 in from the western side. Simpkin sends it open side right. Cherry Evans, and now Tommy Talau skips into the defensive line where Hamaso Tabuai Fado awaits. 35 out, 5 in from the eastern side. Cherry Evans, and again he links up with Corey Waddell. Hits the deck, 25 out from that northern line. Simpkin off to Navale. They shape it left again here as Brooks finds Tom Trebojevic. Ball was low in his carry, but he keeps it for now, and he'll play it. 15 outs in the field here, Tommy Turbo. Simpkin dummy half to Navale. Back to the right now, Brooks. Cherry Evans breaks one tackle, and he's slammed to the turf there by Ray Stone. Plays it quickly. Simpkin interfered with by Donahue at dummy half. Ref says play on. Last play Manly. 8 out right-hand side of the post. Now it's 6 again. Cherry Evans is set upon on that line by Avarillo. Play it. 7 out right-hand side of the uprights. Played back to Simpkin. Flat ball there for Top Sipley, and the absolute power from him is just inches shy in a 3-man tackle. Played now Simpkin, but they find DCE. He comes left to Brooks. Inside ball, Ben Trebojevic. He darts through 1, 2, far too easy as he slams it down. There was momentum there from Ben Trebojevic. Good enough for the try, and they score. The first 2 tries off their second half for Seagulls. It's 32-12, kick to come. Manly, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, well, again, I'm going to say this is soft defence from the Dolphins. The Adam shot definitely the Manly side to this left edge, and it's a pretty simple little crossplay here to Ben Trebojevic. Just gets the ball at speed, shows really nice footwork and good balance into contact, but really just goes straight through pretty much untouched. The only one who really touches him is Fuller, and he falls off him, gives him every right to sort of reach out while there's no player on him on the ground and score that try. That's a beautiful try there from Manly. 32-12 now, kick to come. 31 minutes still left on the clock in this second half.
Oh, they could have some fun, couldn't they? The Seagulls from here. Michael Carianis down to you on the touchline.
Yeah, they're going to have some fun, but this is no fun for the Dolphins whatsoever. Louis has been kind calling that soft. I don't know how you have such a huge gap defending your try line with such a basic play. There was not much to it. Dropped under their Ben Trbojevic and sliced through. This is a limp performance for the Dolphins.
And Cherry Evans will line up his kick here. He's 12 metres out the left-hand side of the uprights. 22 in from the western side. Inside the first 10 minutes of this second half. Cherry Evans wastes no time with the kick. I like that. He's quite quick actually with his goal kicks. He doesn't take forever. He's 5 out of 6 so far this afternoon. And there is still, as Louis said, half an hour left in the game. 34-12 is the scoreline here at Brookvale Oval. NRLW around the ground. Second half there. Titans 14, Dragons 4. New South Wales Cup full time. Penrith 30 have been beaten by the Dragon 31. 1 point win there for St George Illawarra. Second half New South Wales Cup. Rabbitohs 20, Raiders 16. Jersey Flag, second half. Roosters 8, Knights 6. Bulldogs 20, lead West Tigers 10 in the second half there. Queensland Cup, 4 games in action there. Tigers 34, lead Clydesdales 20. Winner Manly 10, leads PNG Hunters 4. Second half, Devils trail the Bears 20 points to 16. Sunshine Coast Falcons 6, lead Ipswich Jets 1. AFLW half-time, Melbourne thrashing St Kilda and Sydney thrashing the Gold Coast Suns. AFL full-time, the Adelaide Crows have clinched on a premiership of the AFL, winners by 13 points all up there. 40 out here, Manly from their own line. Brooks on to Tom Trbojevic. Oh, through an easy gap pass. Katoa has some support there in Luke Brooks. No, the pass was forward. And I sense Ash Klein knew it straight away.
Well, he was in line with them.
Yeah.
He was chasing back of them. There was dead set 6 Manly players on the inside, the 1 Dolphins player. That was a great carry there from Tom Trbojevic, sliding through beautifully.
How do you describe that break, though? There was just no one around him.
Yeah, just the way he gets the ball, he uses his speed, and they were threatening everywhere, the Manly side. But that pass, it always looked like it was going to go forward. As soon as he was about to pass it, I was thinking, I don't know if he should pass this. So they're about to run offside, and then Ash Klein was dead set in line with those support players, and he gets that call right, I think.
Listeners in the ACT have joined us in the last few minutes from AFL coverage. Here goes Hemiso Tabuai Fado. You're with Brett Sprigg, Luke Lewis, Michael Carianis here at Brookvale Oval. 12 minutes played second half where Manly is smashing the Dolphins 34 points to 12 after an even start to the game. The seesawing try scoring at either end, but it's been all the Seagulls since about the 16-minute mark with Luke Cook's try. Left-hand side they go. Havarilo's pass was untidy. Some bodies were tangled up out there as well. Loose ball pounced on by Tabitha Nafahu, the Dolphins winger. And it's second last play here for the Dolphins. Josh Kerr subs out an awkward offload there for Nichols, who centre field Katoa to Trey Fuller. Now Finnafuaki, he scored the first try of the game. Back to Max Fiinga. He's collared there by Hopewadi. A good chase and tackle, and the ball came loose. So Manly forced the error again. They can do no wrong in this second half, Louis. They lead 34 points to 12. 13 gone second half.
Well, we're going to have a challenge here.
Okay.
This tackle was tackle 4, okay? We have a captain's challenge from the Dolphins. Disputed decision on a knock on that I believe touched the Manly player before going.
I don't like not having an opinion, because on here you can't see, and the glare on that big screen from up here is very hard to see.
He's got to make a he's got to make a decision anyway, of course. That's the challenge.
Yeah, I think from there comes over the back there, Hopewadi, and that's a loose carry.
You see if the Manly player touches the ball while the Dolphins player is juggling there.
I think it's a loose carry anyway. He's not playing at the ball, he's coming over, his head's behind his back.
Ash Klein said it was lost by the Dolphins first. Does it mean that Hopewadi swung the arm around? But he's tackling him. So
I'm saying loose carry.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward from that angle.
As the Dolphin player loses possession, it touches the Manly player's hand. This is a knock on. The captain's challenge is unsuccessful.
Okay, that's unsuccessful, guys. So that one's
So scrum fit on halfway here for Manly Warringah, who lead the game 34 points to 12. And I think I said 20 minutes, 12 minutes gone in this second half so far. That score was so hard to see. MC Danny on the touchline.
Yeah, just another squandered opportunity there for the Dolphins, but interesting setup here, Matt Lodge then in the second receiver.
And he does receive the ball there from Terry Evans. And over halfway goes Matt Lodge. He scored their first try of the game down the Warringah in the 6th minute of the game. Here's Caleb Navale. Tries to swoop in low there on the defensive player, Finafuyaki. Play at 40 out. Simpkin to Cherry Evans, to Tom Trebojevic. Dummies the pass outside. Takes on Avarillo and the hammer with him as well. They peel off. Play it now, 30 out. Head in from the eastern side. Simpkin to Cherry Evans. Wrap around ball here for Matt Lodge. 25 metres out now from that northern line. Second last play for the Seagulls. Simpkin to Cherry Evans and Brooks. Again, they swing left-hand side. Tip back here through the hands of Collar. Well, I don't know if he meant that Collar, Topawati, but it's still alive here for the Seagulls. And now it's last play. 20 out, 12 in from the western side. Now it's 13 gone second half. As the kick from Cherry Evans goes up in the air. Launching. It's come off the Dolphins in defence. And Lamarillo, though, as it came backwards, dives on it here. So they'll start a new set here, the Dolphins. Asako with a probing run. Gets beyond that 10-metre line northern end. Katoa, dummies to no one, the left-hand side. Now carries the footy into the tackle of Ben Trebojevic. And now playing at 20 out from his own line. Seagulls 34, Dolphins 12. 13 and a half played in this second half on ABC Sport. Good post-contact run there from Josh Kerr. Brings a few Seagulls with him. The ref had just called held, so the offload won't be allowed to play. There they go, right-hand side of the field now. Francis Molo steamrolled Ben Trebojevic, but was slowed down. Play at 40 out. Last play, Dolphins, comes to Katoa. Off to the left-hand side, Tebu Afado. He kicks up that left edge, chasing it Fuller. He was shoved by Cherry Evans. It's dived on here, and that's going to be deemed penalty going the way of Manly, as Amiso Tabu Afado flopped in there on his Origin teammate Cherry Evans. Looked to me almost like the hammer got there first, but anyway, he's just allowed top of him, didn't he? Didn't allow him to get any of that ball. So, penalty Manly, Luke Lewis, they lead 34-12, 15 gone second half.
Yeah, they got the wind behind them, and Daly will try and kick way upfield, gets a nice field position. They're looking very dangerous, Manly, on this left edge, especially when Tom Trebojevic gets it out the back. But he's looking to play short or long. I'd like him just to go through the hands or run, but that cut-out pass at the moment, they're just missing their mark at the moment.
Some dash from Waddell, that right-hand side to the park. As Lodge now on the angled run inside 30 northern end. Play it there for Simpkin. Dummy half left-hand side. On here, Brooks. Dummy's here. Finge stops him. Cherry Evans still alive here on play 4 now for the Seagulls. Navale within 9 metres of that northern line. Eventually collared down there by Marshall King. Swung back to Brooks. Now Tom Trebojevic speeds the pass. Simpkin. Navale saw the try line there. Cherry Evans falls on the footy, but I don't fancy that will constitute a try because there was something in the build-up. They're cheering anyway, but let's have a listen.
I have no try. Just confirm there is a knock-on.
By Navale, I
Check it out whether Daly actually makes a kick at the ball and negates a bone.
There's a couple of things in that, but I don't think it was clean from Navale.
It didn't look clean. It did not look clean, but the replay's not showing us the best because he's a glare as well, but nice little pass. I think the pass goes back, that's fine.
Okay.
Is there a knock on here? No. Oh, there. Then does he kick it?
It's not really a kick.
No, but he picks it. That's what he's claiming. That's what Daly Cherry Evans went up and claims, that he kicked it first and then put it down. But I think he's...
Ball touches Daly Cherry Evans' hand. Now needs to look for an obvious kicking action from Daly to negate the knock-on.
It's not there, okay. I reckon.
Well, that post is sort of blocking his leg, so he can't see the movement.
He knew as well, Cherry Evans, that it wasn't good. His body language suggested he didn't know it was going to be a try.
There's no change in gait from Daly Cherry Evans. The ball is not done.
No change in gait. So yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward after all that. Seagulls 34, Dolphins 12, 15 going second half down to MC on the touchline.
And it's got a crowd here, 14,172.
Okay, thank you, MC. This is Daly Cherry Evans' 350th game, second last home game. They're away against the Dragons at Cogra next week in the Saturday 5:30 game, and then they've got the Warriors here at home in round 27. Scrum feed Dolphins after all that. They swing it across that left-hand side. Hamiso Tabuai Fado go. He's wrapped up by 3 Sea Eagles, 20 out, 20 in from the eastern side. And again, trying to get some dash going now for the Dolphins is Fienge. Play at 30 out. Through hands to the right-hand side. The tray full up. Now again, the right-hand side of the Dolphins. They've got 8 short of the halfway. Fienge again plays it now for Osako. Katoa. Marshall King across the 40-metre line now. It's with Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. Steps inside there on Waddell and also Cherry Evans will play it short of the halfway. Marshall King, dummy half. Off to Lemuelu. Finds ground inside Manly's half southern end. Last plate, Dolphins who trail 34 points to 12 here on ABC Sport. They run the footy. It's come to Molo and now the ball's come loose. There'll be a changeover, 35 out for Manly's line. Seagulls on the attack, Luke Lewis with a 34-12 lead, and we've now played 16 minutes in this second half.
I can't remember the last time the Dolphins got to a kick. I think it was maybe the one where Tolfo simply picked it up and ran the length, but they just can't get through their sets. The Dolphins coming up with errors and not putting any pressure on this Manly side, and they're just enjoying their time at their Manly. They're just getting every opportunity to attack.
Over the halfway stripe goes Ethan Bullymore. Play it 7 minutes inside Dolphins territory. Simpkin to Matt Lodge, and he straightens his run, Matt Lodge, bulldozing his way through a couple on the way there. Play 30 out now. Brooks on now to Tolotau Kola, and he just zigs and zags there on that line of Marshall King. He'll play it 20 out, in from the western side here. Simpkin, open side right now. Brooks, inside to Matt Lodge, straightening his run towards Nichols. Offloads to Simpkin, still alive here to Varley. He dashes through here. Last play Seagulls, 5 out left-hand side of the post. Simpkin finds Brooks on to Cherry Evans. On here in close to Waddell. Offloads it back here. Molo is the first player to for the Dolphins, and they'll start a new set. 3 out from that northern line at their own end, but it's they who trail at the hands of Manly. 34-12, 18 going second half. MC on the touchline.
You had to throw that past corridor last play, and his only option was to fling it back on the inside just before it hit the ground, but again, the Seagulls looking very dangerous with the footy.
Already tackled 3 here, so strong in defence as well, the Seagulls. The Dolphins are on the attack. On play 3, 30 out from that northern line. Now played there to Marshall King. Off to Donahue. Katoa, Avarillo, Tabuai-Fidow, and now again with the winger in Tevita Nafahu. Shrugs away one tackle. Balls come loose. Cuts on by Saab, and again Luke Lewis. Manly get the footy back.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. It's right on the 40-metre line inside the Manly territory. It's exactly where they make all the errors. They just keep giving it to Manly. They don't have to do any hard work coming out of their own end. They'll put a bit more pressure on again here, Manly.
34-12 the Seagulls' way. They'll have a win for the first time in 5 starts. Of course, with those 4 straight losses, Simpkin finds Navale. Just slingshots his way forward here, 35 out from the Dolphins line northern end. Simpkin back to Brooks. Busy at first receiver. Now to Trbojevic. Spins over tackle here as Kola. Beat 1. Dashes back on the inside. Offload, flick pass back to Ben Trbojevic. And now in the middle there, Takiyaho to Cherry Evans. On to Luke Brooks, who goes under the post and scores his second try of the game. Try assist for Cherry Evans. The second try for Luke Brooks, who scored 1 try this season before this afternoon and has now scored 2 for the game so far, Luke Brooks, to make it now 38-12. Kick to come Manly. 19 gone, 21 left in this second half on ABC Sport. Luke Lewis.
Yeah, some great skill here by Manly, but it all started with Cole. He's had spiders on him today. Seriously, every time he gets the ball, something's happening, or he's making half breaks and quick play the balls. But he gets the ball here, goes back infield, skips across, keeps the ball alive, gives it back to Benny Trbojevic, and then he finds a beautiful pass back inside again. And then the 2 halves pushing up together, and Daly Cherry Evans and Luke Brooks. I thought Daly Cherry was going to go over by himself, but he opted to pass that ball there to Luke Brooks, and then just use his speed and go straight under the black dot. That's beautiful football.
It's coming, MC. It'll happen one day. It'll happen in this game, won't it? Daly Cherry Evans score a try himself?
Well, he's inching closer, but he's been pretty unselfish on a couple of occasions where there's been an opportunity and he's passed to guys in better position on the outside. But yeah, I'm going to back him in for a try today, Spriggy.
Yeah, I think it's looking pretty assured here. He's directly in front with the kick, 10 metres out at that odd end of the ground, and he makes no mistake here. And that now makes it Manly Warringah 40, the Dolphins 12. As I mentioned, they only scored 6 tries in their past 4 games. They've already scored 7 tries in the game here, Louis, the Manly Warringah Seagulls.
Yeah, they're doing it easy today. They don't have to do anything else. They're only playing 60 metres, really. The Dolphins took the ball on the 40-metre line. They've got 60 metres to go. They do it every set. So this is their hardest part, coming off a kickoff. They get the ball, but the wind holds it up. They catch it about 15 out from their own line. They get tackled on 20. They go downfield nicely. Good job, Manly.
Let's go, Manly. Greener Deepwater, enjoyed this so much. Nick says a lot of people crowing hyper praise of Izzy Katoa, and good player, but think he still has plenty to prove. It's easy to say when they're having a bad game, but I think he's still a very promising young halfback. Louis, you can probably attest as well as Izzy Katoa.
Oh yeah, he's a great halfback. But he's got a lot of people that are out and injured, and they're not playing their best footy. They're a little bit fatigued now as the season going on, but he's had a great year.
Big Daddy in Coffs Harbour, thank you for your text. Sean from Oakey, love the call. Hope DCE gets a try. Big shout out to my main man Stewie. Go Manly. Good on you, Sean. And here they go, the Seagulls on the attack. 30 out from their own line as it's through hands on this third last play. Den Trebojevic tackled 7 short of halfway. 20 in western side. Dummy half, a dash from Simpkin. Dummies. Collared there by Finafuyaki. Good though run from Jake Simpkin from dummy half. Play 30 out in the Dolphins half of the ground. Cherubin's kick goes high and long down towards the corner. Caught in the in-goal area by Trey Fuller. And a restart from 20 and 7 tackles for the Dolphins. It's the Seagulls who lead 40 points to 12. 21 gone, 19 left in this second half on ABC Sport. They swing it wide, Talua for dough. And stopped by Saab. 8 short of the halfway line. And now another bit of a dash here from Nafahu, the young Dolphins winger. He's inside the Manly Warringah half, the southern end of the ground. Lemuelu, the former Cowboy, 30 out. Rolls it back there, plays it back there for Marshall King. And now through hands, Donahue. Izzy Katoa, centre field. Avarillo wide to the wing here for Asako. On that centre field or infield run now, he's taken down by Lehigh Pawadi. 9 out. Couple of plays left this set now for the Dolphins. Katoa engineers something. They dummies the ball twice. Offloads eventually. Back for Marshall King. They shift it right to left. Overbridge pass comes from Fuller across to Nafahu. And he cannons off Waddell. He'll play it now. 7 out, left-hand side of the post. Marshall King, blind side, left-hand side. Lemuelu just prances it and scores a try. That was easy for the Dolphins on that occasion. Through the defence, back on the inside, and Lemuelu scores a pretty simple try there for the Dolphins, just to the left-hand side of the uprights. It's 40 points to 16. Kick to come, Dolphins. 17:40 left in this second half on ABC Sport. Luke Lewis.
Yeah, well, they finally get it right, don't they, the Dolphins? They get over that 40-metre line, so they get rid of that curse. They come up with a nice little play down the short side. And then you got Connolly Lemuelu just standing over there on the wing. Yeah, good. He couldn't believe his luck. He looks up and here's the ball just floating over into his bread basket and goes over for a try. 40 points to 16. Kick to come from the sideline. But do you back him in here? It's not really the sideline. It's probably 5 9 metres.
It's about 9 metres in from the eastern side, 20 out from that southern line. MC, down to you.
Yeah, they're just taking the foot off the gas a little bit here, Manly, but there's still just over 17 minutes remaining in this game. But it's a tough one for them because this game's done and dusted, and their season's over. Well, both these sides' season will be over after today.
So here is Jermaine Asako. 2 from 2 so far this afternoon. Right pink boots, right foot kick, flags are up. Manly 40, Dolphins 18. This is why around the grounds is important, Louis, because we'll take the task on this. I stopped giving the Melbourne Manly jersey flag score apparently. Sorry about that. Full time, Melbourne 64, Manly 4. Full time also Canberra 46 beat South 12. So apologies jersey flag fans who missed that. New South Wales Cup full time, Canterbury 40 beat West Magpies 18. Just gone full on. I mentioned the Dragons Panthers. Dragons won that by a point. Second half, Canberra 34 beat South 22 in the New South Wales Cup. NRLW second half, Gold Coast 22, St George Illawarra 4. What else? Full time Queensland Cup. Brisbane Tigers 40 have beaten Western Clydesdales 20. Second half, winner Manly 28. The Seagulls lead PNG Hunters 4. And this ball bounces down towards
It's a knock-on in goal.
Yes, okay. Looked up in that Queensland Cup score. So knock-on in goal there from the Dolphins. And that will give possession. It'll be a line dropout. So possession back here potentially for the Seagulls who lead 40 points to 18. Bears 24, lead Devils 22. And in the halftime, Ipswich Jets trail Sunshine Coast Falcons 12-6. AFL, AFLW, Melbourne thrashing St Kilda, and Sydney thrashing the Gold Coast Suns by something like 61 points in the third quarter there. AFL first quarter, Geelong 18, leads Richmond 7. Adelaide won them on a premiership earlier. Here's Jazz Tavanga. 12 out right-hand side of the post. 15:40 left in his second half on ABC Sport. The shadows grow longer across Brookvale Oval. Swinging along as a pass from Simpkin to Brooks, and now Cherry Evans. Tom Trebojevic on the dash to the corner, and Tom Trebojevic is in. So, he scores his first try of the afternoon, 5th try for the season, and his 3rd game back at fullback, and party time resumes here at Brookie. 44-18, kick to come Manly, still with 15 minutes left, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, well, if anyone was going to score off the back of the way that Manly been playing, it was Tom Trebojevic. He's been threatening on this play every time they go to the left edge, and when they play at the back to him and he gets a 3-on-3, it becomes a 1-on-1 tackle. He uses that speed and absolutely burnt Katoa on that occasion, holding the ball with 2 hands and just slides straight through the defensive line. That was brilliant work there from Tom Trebojevic, and pretty simple play and a poor missed tackle there from the Dolphins once again. But yeah, they just strike straight back. They're going to try to score against them, but in the very next set they come downfield and they score a try.
Down to MC on the touchline.
Yeah, I don't want to say it was vintage Tom Trebojevic, but it's always good to see him run freely and beat players on the outside, because it's been too long since we've seen that consistently. But nice try there from the Manly fullback.
So here is the Manly halfback and captain Cherry Evans lining up the kick. 25 out, 5 in from the western side. A reminder that we'll hear from Grant Anderson, the Melbourne Storm winger, in our Between Game show, coming up in about half an hour's time, Louis.
Time's fine, mate. In or out, Spriggy, in or out?
He'll kick this.
I can't see the ball.
So this is the right side for a left footer. About 45 degrees. Said 5 in from the western side. 25 metres out here. He's 6 from 7 so far today, Cherry Evans. Starts at left, comes back in that breeze, and it's dead straight over the black dot. 7 from 8, Cherry Evans. And that makes it now Manly Warringah 46, the Dolphins 18, still with some 14 minutes left here on ABC Sport. Your text welcome, 0467920222. Collector Seagull and Miss Muriel having the call, the best wishes to Maury with a smiley face. Peter in Cairns says, afternoon gents, I hope Andrew Moore makes the team for the GF. Great call, thanks on you Peter. And yeah, Maury's still recovering and appreciates your best wishes as always from our ABC Sport family. Dolphins kick-off down toward that 10-metre line. Fed back here to Takiaho. Takes the hit up on resumption, 20 out from his own line in centre field. Play there for Simpkin. He said became a dad 6 days ago. And we spoke to him on Thursday on about his lack of sleep, which is, I'm sure, a lot of parents know that's what happens. Aaron Shop's out there as well on the field for the Seagulls, but for now, Simpkin's still at dummy half. He finds Navale. Got around Felice Kafusi with ease, stopped by Molo, 5 short of halfway. Simpkin carries it, now shares it with Tavanga. Going low there again, Kafusi on Tavanga. And the former Warrior play it now 40 out from that northern line. It's last play, run by from Trebojevic. Now Evans just cuts a bit of a gap with a run. Now a kick to the corner. Brooks almost just, he batted it down there over the dead ball line, Luke Brooks, as he was chasing it alongside Trey Fuller. And it will be a restart from 20 and 7 tackles here for the Dolphins, who trail 46-18, 12:50 left in their second half. Back to MC on the touchline.
Yeah, this performance is probably why it's been such a frustrating year for the Manly side, because we've seen it through glimpses this season. When they've been at their best, they can match it with anyone. When they've been bad, they've looked like a side not destined for the finals, and unfortunately for them, that's the most likely way this season's going to finish up. But, you know, they've been pretty good this afternoon.
pass intercepted there almost by Brooks. It bounced off him and back into the path of the Dolphins for a 6 more. So on halfway, Marshall King finds Izzy Katoa. Dummies a pass outside, brought to ground there by Simpkin and also Takiaho. 40 out middle of the park. Marshall King, Avarillo. And again, he throws the dummy before Waddell stops him. 30 out, 20 in from the eastern side. 12 minutes left in the game, and it has been lost by the Dolphins. So, error Dolphins. Manly lead, 46 points to wait in here. 11:55 left. 0467920222. Thank you, Bazza in Manly West. Asked how's Maury going. Yep, recovering as we keep saying, Bazza, thank you for your best wishes. I know he appreciates all of them. Sandy from Yungaree, big shout out to Knuckles at Newcastle. Go your Eagles. Good on you, Sandy. And Daryl from Gatton in Queensland, proud Manly supporter. Just wondering what you think of DCI of this last play. It's a really kick, actually. It's come all the way down towards that northern line and running onto the footy here for the Seagulls. Towards our Kohler scores onto the posts. That was phenomenal. So, on that very first play, I think it was, good vision, and the kick travelled downfield. Tolotau Kohler scores a try, and that was just magnificent. It brings up 50 here for the Seagulls. 50 points to 18, kick to come. They came right-hand side of the scrum, and it was indeed that man, Cherry Evans.
Yep, Charlie Cherry Evans, and the communication between him and his teammates absolutely perfect. Davis got the call pretty early, because as soon as he got this ball out to the right, he just lined it up for the kick, aimed it straight back at the post, and he put it right where he wanted it. Gets a nice bounce, and the speed there from Kohler. He had to slow down and wait for the bounce to finally get up to him, and scores a nice try. But I tell you what, he deserves a try today. He's been absolutely brilliant out on that left edge.
It means, MC, we've had, that's like 8 different try scorers here across those 9 tries for the Seagulls. Down to you.
Yeah, an outstanding bit of play there for Manly, and when they're on, they're just such an exciting side to watch. And part of this pre-season is going to be trying to unlock Kohler some more and getting his hands on the ball as much as they can.
10 minutes left here in the game. Manly have passed 50. There's DC directly in front. 52-18 now as he cannons that ball to the northern grandstand. The relatively new Bob Fulton stand here at Brookvale Oval. 9 tries to 3 in the game now. 52-8 in the scoreline. That question, by the way, was from Daryl. Says, what do you think about DCE spending 12 months with the Roosters and then doing 12 months with the new Perth team?
Yeah, it'd be good to have some experience. If he's still playing pretty good footy. He's just, I'd like to see him keep running though as he gets older. He's sort of stopped running. He's not running as much as he used to, but he's still doing an outstanding job. He's been brilliant today as well.
Still,
all offside of the kickoff.
So yeah, goes down towards that 10-metre line. Tom Trbojevic. So Rafash Klein lets him go here as Manly receive it through Brooks, 10 out from his own line. Play it there now, Hopewadi. First out of dummy half here, gains a quick 10 more metres. 9.5 left in the game. Mentioned that last time they met here, 58-18. That's looking pretty good here for the Seagulls. Identical score lines.
You reckon they hit the 60?
They'll probably go past 50, I think, the way things are going. Simpkin on the Tavanga. Finds the pass to Cherry Evans. And now here goes Aaron Schock on that right-hand side of the ground. Run down there by Nafahu. Play meter inside Dolphins territory. Second last here for the Sea Eagles, Tavanga. As eventually is brought down by Donahue, Kafusi, and also in there Marshall King. 40 out middle of the park. Simpkin. Back to Takiaho. Brooks on to Tom Trbojevic. Wide to Hopewadi on this last play. Well done with the pass. Back on the inside of Turbo Tom, and he slides it and scores the try. That was just magnificent. First that ball that found Hopewadi, and he returns that fucker back on the inside to make it 56-18. Kick to come, Eagles.
Tell you what, the ball there from Tom Trbojevic, beautiful. Again, seen him in fullback, coming over that left side, does a really good job. Works out that 3-on-3 that we've been talking about all afternoon, and he's been looking, does he play short or long? And this time again, he goes long, finds Opawati flying down the outside. Feel sorry for his brother, Ben Trbojevic, just don't have the speed because Tommy Trbojevic just pushes up on his inside, steals that little that inside ball off Opawati from him, and scores another try for the afternoon. But brilliant work here from the Manly side.
As soon as Asako stepped off that line, MC, he was away there, Opawati, and got it back to Tom Trbojevic. Down to you.
What are we thinking, boys? Are we still back in DCE in with just under 8 minutes remaining? I'm saying he's going to score one.
Has to score a try.
Louis?
Yeah.
I ran out of space in my book, though. We've got 56-18. This will be 58. It's a tough kick, though. 25 metres out here for Cherry Evans and 9 in from the western side. Looking for his 9th successful conversion. Jack at Port Macquarie says Dolphins have thrown in the towel. Seems that way. Cherry Evans takes his time with this kick. Still 7:20 left in the game here. The first of our 3 games on this bumper Saturday Rugby League on ABC Sport. Cherry Evans, again, dead straight. 9 from 10, 58-18 the scoreline here. It matches that of the last time these sides met here 2 years ago, and the Seagulls are by no means done yet.
They're smoking those goal kicks.
Yeah. Rob from Ipswich says, with the season on the line, have you ever seen a capitulation like this from the Dolphins? They just did not want it. Yeah, it's hard to argue. I mean, this game was so important to them and their run home and their maiden finals appearance potentially, and they've just been nowhere today.
Yeah, their mindset in defence is what's let them down right from the start. They had no defensive mindset, and then they got into a bit of a tit for tat, and then all of a sudden it turned into a game of touch footy, and Manly have made them look second rate.
So here they go again, the Seagulls, back from the kickoff with Takiaho. 2 tries now for Tom Trbojevic. As I mentioned, his 3rd game back at fullback. He and Ben's brother Jake out for the season with that concussion, so we know that now. Always looked like it was heading that way, sadly for him. Simpkin, right-hand side, Bullymore, Takiaho. Tried to steamroll man out there, Lemuelu, but he was slowed down if nothing else. Plays it back to Simpkin. Makes ground over halfway in the Dolphins territory. 20 in from the eastern side at a packed Brookvale Oval. As MC said, 14,000 plus here. Big hit from Finge on Tom Trbojevic. And he'll play it metre inside Dolphins territory. Now the last here for Manly. 6:20 left in the game. Here's Cherry Evans. Runs the footy. Tunnel ball there from Brooks out the back there towards Tolatakola. He puts up the high kick. And it's caught down there by the winger Nafahu. Dolphins back on the advance. 40 out, 20 in from the eastern side.
Yeah, I thought Taukola went down with an injury there, but he's getting some cramps. He's getting treated at the moment. But, yeah, well, it's funny. As soon as they finally got a read right on that defence there from the Dolphins on Tom Trbojevic, they got a little bit lost.
And now a dummy on the angled run here from Lemuelu. Scored their only try of the second half here, the Dolphins. Just 3 tries in the game all up. Finifuyaki, Marshall King and Lemuelu having scored 4-pointers. There is Finifuyaki. Dragged down from behind by Takiaho. 25 out centre field here for the Dolphins. Play to Marshall King. Open side left. Through it goes. Molo, Avarillo, dummies. Cherry Evans gets him. Stops him. 15 out, 12 in from the eastern side. Fuller. Tabuai Fado. Now it's 6 more here for the ruck infringement. So a full set for the Dolphins. 10 out for Manly's line, southern end. Molo plays it there for Marshall King. Looks open side right. Now with Oren Keeley. Trbojevic, opposite number, greets him. Right-hand side of the upright, still 5 metres shy. Marshall King. Low ball there for Izzy Katoa. And now Felice Kafusi with Cherry Evans. And Felice Kafusi scores the try. They couldn't stop him. Cherry Evans nor Tavanga. There was, I think, 3 Seagulls defenders in there. But Felice Kafusi scores his first try of the campaign, back from suspension, and his first try in 14 appearances. It's 58-22. Kick to come Dolphins. 4:45 left, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, well, Manly, I think, have just sort of slowly taken their foot off the gas. So they get down here, they give away a set restart. They weren't super urgent to get back into shape to defend their line, and that was a soft try, really. Felice Kafusi just going over as easy as that. that. But it's a try there, consolation try, basically for the Dolphins. But what is now 58-22. Geez, there's a lot of tries out there.
Jermaine Asako, 3 from 3, make it 4 from 4 here for the Dolphins. The scoreline is 58-24 here at a sunny Brookvale Oval. 4.5 left in this second half. Down to MC on the touchline.
Yeah, pretty poor first up contact there from Corey Waddell, and just a bit of a sour note for Daly Cherry. He's just got a bloody nose at the moment because his nose hit the back of Felice Kafusi's head.
Well, that'd do it, I reckon.
Yeah, wouldn't be ideal. So just getting the blood attended to by a trainer on the Manly try line at the moment.
Jeanette from Sydney says, let's invoke the mercy rule. 0467920222. Would you put Kohler at fullback and move Tom to the centres? Asked Mike and Cairns. Their fullback for the future is Lehigh Belati. That's sort of where that shuffle has come from in recent times. I wonder how many NRL teams have conceded and scored 50 plus in the same season, asked Bulldog Steve. Sure there's a stat out there somewhere. Should I ask Ralph to do it for us? No, I'll let him. 58-24, 4.5 left here, as MC said. Cherry Evans just getting that nose patched up. And his 350th game. There's still time left here for a DCE try. The hill has thinned out somewhat. But those big letters are out there. DCE 350. There's large cardboard cutout Ellie Cherry Evans heads. And then Molo brings it back, hits it up off Takiyaho and Benro BK15. 20 out, 20 in, Western touchline here at Brookvale. 4:19 left in this game. You're with Brett Sprigg, Luke Lewis, Michael Carianis. We'll chat to Grant Anderson from the Melbourne Storm in our between-game show the next half hour or so. And hand you across to Zane Bojack, Willie Moore and Travis Main at Robina for Gold Coast v the New Zealand Warriors. Through centre field here, Trey Fuller. This is play 3 now for the Dolphins. 3:55 left in the game. The fullback tackled there by Takiyaho. Marshall King dummy half. Across now Katoa. Back now again to Keeley. And they wrap him up. 8 short of halfway. Marshall King rolls on quickly. Katoa off to Fahu. He was tackled there by Aaron Shop. 20 in from the eastern side. Last play. High spiralling ball. Wobbles through the air off the boot of Isaiah Katoa. Hunting through here for Keeley. He kicks himself for the corner. Charging through Fiinga. Tom Trebojevic was there first. It came off his knees and goes out over the western touchline. It remains Manly 58, the Dolphins 24. 3:17 left in the game. So it's a Dolphins ball and out from that southern end.
That was ugly as kick with a beautiful bounce for the Dolphins, and almost worked in the Dolphins' favour, but play's already back underway. Can they get a last try here before full-time bell?
Kafusi scored the last try of the game. Plays it 2 metres out here for the Dolphins. Isaiah Katoa, inside ball. Lemuelu tumbles toward that line now. Metre out, he'll play it now. Marshall King. Left-hand side, Katoa, dummies. Steps back on the inside of Savunga, Waddell, and also Cherry Evans. 2 out, southern end. Marshall King, tip wide, Hamiso Tabuai Fado to the wing there for Nafahu, held up there by the Manly defence. This is his second last play coming up here for the Dolphins. Open side right again, Katoa on to Keeley. 2.5 minutes left in the game. Wrapped up down there by Brooks is Avarillo, and he'll play it 15 out, middle of the park here for the Dolphins. Can they get some consolation points? Marshall King, Isaiah Katoa, charged down there by Waddell, bounce back here for Katoa, and he'll play it 12 out. Left-hand side they go, Tabuai Fado. Left-hand side they come. Swung wide again. Fitafuiaki. Wrapped up down there by Hopewadi and also Kohler. 2 minutes left here at Brookvale Oval. It's Manly who leads 58-24. As it's come loose out the back there. Pounced on by Fuller. You see said Clown actually climbed, but the touch got involved here as well, Louis. And it said it will be coming back here for the Dolphins. So Molo. The jinking run here, away from Tavunga, stopped by Takiyaho head on. 5 out right-hand side of the post, intercepted by Waddell but knocked down. So it will be A scrum feed here for the Dolphins. Minute 25 left in the game. Manly leads 58-24. Back to Michael Carianis on the touchline.
Oh, DCE's running out of time.
Yeah, he could get an intercept.
He could.
They're trying, aren't they?
They're definitely trying a few intercepts, but there's not much happening here.
70 seconds left. We've got all the post-game reaction from MC very shortly. He's down there with Ralph Tucker. Isaiah Katoa. Inside ball here again and stopped out Aurello by Takiyaho. 10 out. Dead centre field here for the Dolphins. Keeley. Bounces off Waddell. Spins into Bullymore. 4 metres shy now, left-hand side of the uprights. Play 3, Dolphins, 40 seconds left. Off to the left-hand side, Lemuelu hits and spins and scores his second try of the afternoon, and they close the gap, but it's all in consolation here for the Dolphins. 58-28, kick to come Finns, 37 seconds left on the clock, Luke Lewis.
I'm not too sure if he's got a heap of doubles, Colin Lemuelu, but he does. He gets a nice one here. Pretty simple, really. Just laziness there from Melbourne. The Manly side, sorry. They're just out in their feet, but just gets a pass, sort of spins over, scores a try. That'll be the last play, but hang on. There's a top there. The clock's still ticking down. That'll be last play, and we'll get down to Michael. He gets his hand in the air.
Okay, go, Vic.
Sure, Louis. What's doing?
Oh, okay. You stitched him up.
No, I actually thought you did. I put his hand up, but
I can tell you, Lemuelu's last career double was back in round 14 against St George Illawarra this year. Here is the kick. 20 out, 20 in from the eastern side. Asako 4 from 4. Make it 5 from 5. But speaking of 5, it's Manly's first win in 5 starts. After 4 straight losses, they salute here 58-30 in the 350th game for Daly Cherry Evans. So it's been marked with, I won't call the game clinical. It wasn't necessarily of a really high standard, but plenty of points scored here. Cherry Evans himself with that boot kicked 9 out of 10 with the kicking duties, and they get the win here at home at Brookie against the hapless Dolphins, Luke Lewis.
yeah, well, Manly were the better side. Right from the start, it was tit for tat for about 10-15 minutes, and then all of a sudden, Manly just took off. They played really good football. They shifted the ball everywhere. They were just playing footy. They weren't just playing to structures, and it was turning out for them. Their passes, their kicks, they were running good holes. Toncha Boyovich was back to his best at fullback there. Everyone played pretty well. I thought their forwards laid a good platform, and Manly just took it to the Dolphins. They had nothing for Manly tonight, especially with their defensive mindset. It was so far off. It was quite embarrassing there for the Dolphins fans.
In the end, 10 tries to 5, so 15 tries running here across the afternoon, which made for some excitement, but the Seagulls get the job done here at home at Brookvale Oval. So we get some reaction from Michael Carianis downstairs, and we'll do our between-game show very shortly as well, which features Melbourne winger Grant Anderson. I can tell you, by the way, Louis, that 58-30 has never happened in the NRL. So that's the first time it's ever happened, which is something. Very high-scoring game. We'll get some reaction from downstairs very shortly. Michael Carianis, we go down to you right now.
Yeah, just with Talatau Kolatau, what about that performance? You found a way to get some space and rack up the points?
It was good to get in space, and I thought the boys had a mad performance today, and we had a good reason to put in a good performance for Chairs, and just to be able to do it, it was really good. So
What was the week like for DCE? You mentioned it and putting in an effort. There was lots of celebration, lots of moments for him, but what was the talk like amongst the boys?
It was definitely an emotional week, especially for Chaz and his family. Achieving such a crazy milestone, and all the boys knew that we had a big task at hand, and we all wanted to get the job done for Chaz, and we did that, and it was good to see. So
we saw you a couple of times popping up on either side of the field. Is that a bit of a plan to get your hands on the ball a little bit more?
A little bit. Seb just kind of giving me that freedom to roam around the field and come off my edge. So I'm really enjoying that role, and
Enjoy the win, mate, and enjoy the next couple of games before the off-season.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you.
Great stuff. Thank you, MC, as the players mill about. And, of course, there'll be plenty of attention for Daly Cherry Evans here. So that's why the fans have stuck around here. 14,172, the crowd figure here, by the way, at Brookvale Oval. 58-30, the full-time score, Manly over the Dolphins. And that means that the Seagulls have their 10th win of the campaign. We're sort of mostly ignoring their very slight mathematical chances of making the top 8. The Dolphins, that's a big loss for them, Louis, because it puts them, again, back in that crush of teams on that lower fringe of non-top 8 sides, and it could well be that it's out of their hands now, if it wasn't already, that this maiden finals appearance may well go begging.
Yeah, I think it will go begging, especially watching their games over the last few weeks. And obviously, the amount of points they've been letting in, their defence isn't there. And it's very hard with their players in and out and not having their best players out in the park. But a lot of sides are going through it. But I just feel like they've probably clocked off, probably 3-4 weeks ago, which is disappointing because they could have, really made a run into the semi-finals. But I'm going to say now that it is over for them.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty, not the boldest of statements here. So 10 wins, 12 losses now for Christian Wool's Dolphins in his first year in charge. They got Gold Coast next up, and then they host Canberra at Dolphin Oval, who of course will be battling up for the minor premiership. So as we know, Canberra and Melbourne will be 1 and 2. Just a matter of the order, and we'll be able to get down here to MC very shortly. But there'll be a little presentation here with DJI Evans, or at least an interview with the on-ground PA system. I hope to get a chat with him ourselves here, the 350 gamer. It was impressive tonight. Didn't get that try in the end though, Louis, unfortunately, for DJI Evans.
He didn't, but he kicked very well. He came up with a few try assists. And he asked a lot of questions. He still played very good. He didn't need to score a try to get all the points.
MC's with Luke Brooks.
Yeah, Luke, what did you make of that performance? You guys run hot when you get an opportunity to throw the footy around?
Yeah, with the ball, we were good. We still leaked 30 points, so. But yeah, happy to come away with the win, especially after the last 4 weeks. 4 losses in a row now. Our attack hasn't really been clicking, so happy to put a few points on today.
Talk us through the impact that DC's had on you. Obviously, you played a lot against him. Now, the last couple of seasons, an opportunity to play alongside him ahead of his 350th tonight.
Yeah, played pretty much 2 years with him now, and really enjoyed it. Learned a fair bit off him, and just going to enjoy the last 2 games playing alongside him.
The attacking arsenal that you guys have at times, we saw Talatau play both sides of the field at times as well. You've got some speed, you've got some strike. How do you try and harness all of that?
Yeah, we know when we click, we can score against anyone, so that's been our problem. I think in the last few weeks we've created opportunities, but that last pass has sort of hurt us. So it worked today, and that shows what a team we can be. So we got a fair bit to work on there.
Right, good luck for the last 2 games, mate, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
He's played every game for his relatively new club, Luke Brooks. Hasn't missed a game since round 1 last year, so he's played a lot of footy with DJI Evans now, and he can speak to the effect, I guess, they've had on each other. But had a good game as well tonight, Luke Brooks, didn't he?
Yeah, it was good. And he ran the ball a little bit more tonight. He scored a couple of good tries. I feel like he's starting to find a home here, and he's starting to find the people around him as well. But if their forwards aren't doing a good job, it's very hard for him to play his good footy. But I was just glad to see him run, have a bit of fun today, and do it with a smile on his face.
We'll see if we can hear from the man of the moment here, who's just embraced Tom Trebojevic. The families are out there as well, which is obviously a nice moment as well for Elliot Cherry Evans. There's plenty of pictures being taken and honouring this milestone. A rare milestone in rugby league, where of course he becomes the first Manly player to 350 games, surpassing Steve Menzies as the club's outright games record holder, and indeed just the 5th player to achieve that mark. His long-time Queensland teammate Ben Hunt will also achieve that milestone tomorrow. He's made a break somewhere, and we might not quite hear from DCE at the moment. So we'll just hang tight for the second. 10 tries to 5, they being for the Seagulls, firstly, 2 tries for Tom Trebojevic in that second half. In the 64th and 71st minute, there was was also a try and other half for Lehigh Hopewadi in the 27th and 43rd. Other than that, Matt Lodge in the 6th, Luke Brooks also in the 16th and 58th, so a few double try scorers in there. I think you can say that. Too many tries here, Louis. I can't keep up. Bullymore, Ben Trebojevic also in the 48th, and Tolata Kola in the 68th. So there's the 10 try scorers for the Dolphins. Finafuyaki in the first minute. Marshall King, Lemuelu scored the first of his 2 tries in the 62nd, and again just before full time. And Felice Kafusi also in the 75th minute. So 10 tries to 5. Asako 5 out of 5. Cherry Evans 9 out of 10. 22-12 the halftime score. Full-time score 58-30 here as the outer hill just sort of disperses. Crowd 14,172 here. A packed Brookvale Oval to honour the 350 gamer Daly Cherry Evans. While we wait, Louis, who's your best players, your 3 best in the ABC Player of the Year?
No, I actually went Kohler for 3. I thought he was brilliant today. Every time he touched the ball, he had spiders on him. He created a lot of problems for that Dolphins defence. He got my 3. I went the man of the moment, Daly Cherry Evans, for 2, just with his kicking game, his goal kicking, his leadership, everything out there. He had a really, really good game. And I went Ethan Bullymore for 1. I thought he was excellent as well, right up through the middle of the field, put a lot of effort in, where I suppose people don't really see it, but I tell you what, he does such a good job for this Manly side.
So 3 to Kohler, 2 to Daly Cherry Evans, and 1 to Ethan Bullymore on the ABC Player of the Year. And that is how Luke Lewis found his Player of the Year points. Next up, Manly are away to St George Illawarra at Cogra. That's the 5:30 game next Saturday. And then the Warriors will come here to Brookvale and face Manly in the Seagulls' last game of the season. The Warriors, of course, up next. Kick-off in under half an hour's time at Robina. Zane Bojack, Billy Moore, Travis Main on the call there for Gold Coast and the Warriors. The Dolphins next up will face the Gold Coast Titans, speaking of teams at Robina, at Lang Park on Sunday in the 4 o'clock game next week, and then they host Canberra at Dolphin Oval in round 27. That's what's next to come for those sides. 0467920222. Mitchell asked when the draw comes out for the finals. Still a little while away, Mitchell, because we have a couple of weeks to get through. We know there will be games in Canberra and Melbourne, though. That much we do know. We could see all games outside Sydney. The Warriors fall to 5th or 6th. They'll host the final. And Brisbane? So it could be a few road trips, Louis, in week 1.
Yep. Well, there'll be definitely one to Melbourne and definitely one to Canberra.
Yeah, that's what we know. So,
yeah, very interesting how it's going to unfold, but well deserved by both those sides. It still blows my mind just how good Craig Bellamy is. To get that side, the Melbourne side, up there every year, he's phenomenal.
Yeah, there's a bit of a queue here for Daly Cherry Evans. We'll hear from him very soon, but MC is just waiting patiently. And I think we can head down to you now, MC, very quickly.
Yeah, just with the man of the moment, DC, what are the emotions like at the moment?
Yeah, just a lot of happy ones, to be fair. Yeah, so proud of the team for rocking up today and getting the performance that we wanted, and keeps our season alive and makes my milestone a really special one. So just ticked every box today, mate.
What were you like pre-game, mate? Like, obviously, the emotion of your family at the tunnel as you walked out, your kids there as well. What was that like?
Yeah, it's great. It's why you play the game. This game's difficult physically, emotionally, but when you've got support like I've got, you're really just so sure on why you should keep going.
And just finally, the opportunity to thank you got one more chance to play as a Manly player here, but you'll get an opportunity now to thank the fans. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's that stuff just quite hasn't dawned on me yet. I'm obviously really aware of it, but to be honest with you, we've got a really big game next week, and then it could be all on the line. That last round here at Brookie, so yeah, it's exciting that we've still got a glimmer of hope, mate.
Enjoy the moment. Congratulations.
I will. Cheers, mate.
Daly Cherry Evans there with all carry on us, and that's fantastic. And Mick can join us up here now for our between game show, where we'll shortly have a chat to Melbourne Storm winger Grant Anderson. But it's funny, last week, Louis, and you saw the game against West Tigers, he was obviously looking distraught. They were nowhere, and there was no talk about possible finals. And even now, it's obviously a very slim mathematical possibility. But all of a sudden, hang on, well, we're a chance. And you wouldn't have thought that this time, or Sunday last week, would you, when they were trounced by the West Tigers?
As much as I'd love to see him get theirs, and see Daly Cherry Evans get his opportunity to send the club out in a really cool way when he leaves. I just can't see it happening. Even though they scored some outstanding points today, their defensive attitude's still not there. That's what needs to be picked up. And if they come up against a side who have got a really good attitude in defence, well, I feel like they might struggle a bit.
Ralph from Longreach off the SMS 0467920222. Queensland teams have been so disappointing this year. I'm embarrassed to be a Queenslander. I want to have to wait and go for the Bears, where my mates Noel Solomon, RIP, he played for the Bears and died early this year, unfortunately, Noel Solomon, and Bill M. Get well soon. Thank you, Ralph. And Simon from Daintree asks, who are the other 350 game players? Cameron Smith, yes, he's 430. Give me the list, Louis. Do you know who they are?
No idea.
Cooper Cronk, 372. Darren Lockyer, 355. Terry Lamb, 350. So he'll actually go past Terry Lamb, Terry Evans, and Ben Hunt joins the club tomorrow. So there you go. We go from 4 to 6 350 game players. Keep your text coming. 0467920222. 58-30, the full-time score here at Brookvale in the milestone game for Cherry Evans. Just on the team news coming up for the game at Robina, and it all looks pretty stock standard here for the Gold Coast Titans. They are 1 to 17. 18th man Tony Francis, while for the Warriors, Tanner Stowers-Smith will switcheroo with Dimitri Vaimalga. So Stowers-Smith will start in the front row in jersey number 16, and Vaimalga in jersey number 10 on the bench, along with Martin, Eremia Tuova and Halasima, and Sam Healy is the 18th man for the Warriors. Massive game for them coming up, and we'll ask you for your tip very shortly as well, Louis. Your three best players here were Tolotau Kola, Daly Cherry Evans and Ethan Bullymore, and Manly winning here 58-30. Around the grounds, got some time for this now. Full time on the Gold Coast. The Titans have beaten the Dragons 22 points to 4. There's one game to come tonight as well. The Eels take on the Roosters shortly at Western Sydney Stadium. Of course, that's also the men's game later on. Parramatta and the Sydney Roosters. New South Wales Cup full time. Canterbury 40 have beaten West Magpies 18. Full time Canberra 38 beat South 26. Jersey Flegg, the Roosters 30 have beaten the Knights 6. Bulldogs 38 beat West Tigers 32. Queensland Cup full time. Wynnum Manly 32 have beaten PNG Hunters 10. Full time, the Bears 30 have beaten the North Devils 22. Second half, Sunshine Coast Falcons 24 beaten Ipswich Jets 6. That's the second half. AFL, Adelaide earlier wrapped up that one a premiership with a 13-point win over North Melbourne. In the second quarter, Geelong leads Richmond 51 points to 14. And in the AFLW, Collingwood beat GWS earlier by 8 points. Full-time, Melbourne beat St Kilda 89 to 15. And full-time, the Sydney Swans have beaten the Suns 103 to 21. First quarter, Fremantle 6 leads Brisbane 0. That's all there around the grounds for the time being. 0467920222. Michael Carianis has rejoined us. Not to criticise Michael, but if that was John Gibbs out there, DCE's making a beeline straight for it.
Well,
you were nowhere. You were a wooden spooner out there.
He's a Manly legend.
I know. Well, what's doing? You're waiting for about 15 minutes.
I'm polite.
I think Gibbsy probably messaged him. Got a message.
Make sure you brush MC.
Brush MC for me, mate.
I don't know if you could hear it but yeah, he was looking about to be very emotional, DCE. So it's finally just hit him, I think.
Yeah, third last game potentially for this club.
But it was interesting that he said, the support I've got, whatever the case may be, shows that I'm not ready to pull the pin. I've got to keep going. That was a little message in there as well. That not that we had any doubts, but he all but confirmed that he's going to play on next year.
Did he give you a wink?
No, that's just what he said. Were you listening?
Yeah, I was listening, but I thought he must have went wink, wink like that.
No, there was no winking.
Okay.
He's going to the Roosters, yeah?
Sure.
So what's the hold up on the...
I don't know.
How do we know? Well, we don't know if he's going to Roosters. He's going to go anyway.
He's going to Roosters.
That seems a consensus here. 04679202.
They're going to be if he come out tomorrow and said, nah, I'm going to something different.
It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome.
MC wants to have the yarn. That's what happens.
Yeah, if I break it,
someone else breaks it. 0467920222. How do you put this into words, Michael Carianis, on this game? The Dolphins were just nowhere for large parts of the afternoon.
Yeah, they were inept, and they've sort of just hit the wall. And I think we spoke about it last week. For mine, I'm surprised it took this long, given all the injuries that they've had and how well they've played this year. And it's a little bit sad because they don't deserve to limper out in this competition because of the effort that they've put in and the setbacks that they've had and the adversity that they'd largely overcome until the last couple of weeks. So yeah, they were really bad today. And both sides, as Luke Brooks said on the field after the game, the fact that they scored 50 odd points, but they leaked 30. So it's just been a concern for Manly, and I don't think either side wanted to get in the contact today. They just looked like they didn't want to defend.
So the Dolphins now, I'm trying to look at this, so with that 26 points they've got. Roosters, of course, play tonight. Should beat Parramatta. It's a massive game for them later on at Western Sydney Stadium. Broncos, of course, have Newcastle tomorrow. That gap will open up now on 8th down to 9th. So that's the issue there for the Dolphins. They're on level points with the Seagulls as well, for what it's worth. So all of a sudden, they're back in the equation now, the Dolphins, of being more unlikely than likely that they could make it.
No, they're not making it.
Oh, no. Well, they're not now, after today's performance. No, they'll still a chance. But now I think we're looking at the top 8, which features Canberra, Melbourne, Canterbury, the Sharks, the Warriors, of course, any order. We don't know where they're going to finish. Panthers, Broncos, Roosters.
Roosters are, for me, are the smoky who could come in and make it, and that gives them trouble. But I don't think they can win it.
Kick-off at Robina in just under 20 minutes' time with Zane Bojack, Willie Moore and Travis Main. And we'll get your tips shortly, Louis and MC. But up next here on ABC Sport, we'll hear from Melbourne Storm winger Grant Anderson.
Hi, I'm Corbin Middlemass.
And I'm Ed Cowan.
He played Test cricket for Australia.
And Ed Cowan gets his first Test match century.
And he commentates the cricket.
Stark tries again. He rocks in! Straight through him! Together, we're giving you your weekly cricket conversation.
We're pulling apart the biggest stories in the sport and delivering them to you each and every week.
It's called the Grandstand Cricket Podcast. Find it on the ABC Listen app.
The 2025 NRL Premiership.
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And on the ABC Listen app.
Well, last night I was lucky enough to be in Melbourne, where a sellout crowd witnessed the Storm punch their ticket through to a top 2 finish. They beat Canterbury 20-14, despite having less possession and conceding more tries in that second half. And their captain Harry Grant sin-binned early in the second half as well. We've subsequently learned he'll be missing now, suspended for 2 weeks for a shoulder charge. But it was an impressive first half in particular for the home side as they get set for familiar territory in finals football. And their winger Grant Anderson joins us now. Grant, how are you?
Yeah, good fellas. How are you?
Going pretty well. Just to start on that, Grant, finishing top 2 and the advantage that comes with that. 2 home finals and the best possible path to the grand final. What does it mean to have that secure now at this stage?
Yeah, it's obviously we wanted to lock down the top 4 to start, but to get the top 2 is a massive achievement for the squad and coaches as well. So you get to play 2 home semis in front of the fans down here in Melbourne. It's going to be electric.
Now, there was one bizarre penalty, which I'll get to in a moment, Grant, and you might know where I'm going with that. But you will be without your skipper, Harry Grant. Obviously, covering for big names is nothing new for this side. But what did you make of that incident, and how will you cover his absence, which, of course, you have had to do a couple of times this season?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't watched the game back yet. But, yeah, I guess you just can't hit anyone in the head these days. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the coaching staff's going to do, but we got enough players like Bronson and wish he can slot back in there, and the next man up will be sweet to go, I reckon.
And it's what you guys do so well. It's something the Storm have always done really well. Speaking of big names, Ryan Pappenhausen played every minute last night, and I know that, and he will admit that sometimes it can be touch and go when you've had repeat injuries like he's had over the years, but to come back in, play a top 4 blockbuster like last night, not an easy game by any means. He scored a try, but a full 80 minutes as well is surely a pleasing thing for you guys, and just the way it allows Cam to play his role at 6 and do what he does best.
Yeah, it's just more getting that similarity like within each week, I guess, so we can really hit our straps coming into finals and know our roles. But having Paps play the full game and no little niggles is a massive boost for us.
When was your first game of footy, Grant? How old were you when you started playing?
Would have been about 5, I reckon.
Okay, so you're 25 now, playing for 20 years. Had you ever, before last night, been penalised for patting an opposition player's head?
No, that's probably the first time for me, but yeah, I can see where the ref was coming from, Adam, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
Grant, take me into the sheds after the game last night with Craig Bellamy. How was he after the game? He looked pretty patient last night for the first time I see Craig Bellamy in the coach's box, which is unusual.
Yeah, no, he wasn't too bad. Obviously, the second half probably was a little bit scrappy for how we wanted to go after the first half. I thought the first half were really good, and then second half we did a lot of defending, which is a credit to us. We just kept hanging in there. So, no, Craig seemed pretty good. There was a lot of learnings that we could take out of last night, and I'm sure we'll apply them to this weekend coming.
And mate, what about Tui Kamikamifa went off with a HIA? How did he pull up? And he's going to miss next week. It's a big loss for you boys as well.
Yeah. Tui's an awesome player off the bench for us. He does his job each week, and I'm sure we got big Nat, hasn't played for a while. Then we got Laz Valetu and a few others like Bronson and stuff. Like, if Tui does miss that week, I'm sure that whoever stands up is going to be fine.
Now, back at training, Mario Seve is wearing those glasses, which I don't know how he's doing it. It'd be crazy to be running out with a pair of glasses on. Do you boys give it to him during the week of training? How's all that been going?
Yeah, no, Maz is awesome. He's been a massive role model for me in my young career so far. So, yeah, you do give him a little bit of stick here and there. But, no, it's just a credit to him willing to do anything just to play footy, I guess. Like, he's a fierce competitor, and you don't really want to get on his bad side. He's a big boy, so I'll leave it at that.
Storming Grant Anderson with us on ABC Sport, our special guest.
Grant, how do you think Craig Bellamy approaches the next 2 games? Obviously, top 2 locked away. Do you expect a few players to be rested, or what's been the conversation like regarding